I see Jeremy has the green headphones on, and the green screen picks it up sometimes.
Yeah.
I came in here and jumped on the green screen one time. We was doing a meeting, and I had my fluorescent green shirt on, my high visibility shirt with the reflect. And I sat down, and so you could see my head and beard because it picked up on my shirt. I think we should just everybody wear green on a green screen.
He's got holes in his mountains too.
Yeah. Anyway, this broadcast is brought to you by Arizona Working Dog Alliance, where I got more members out of state than in the state of Arizona.
Well, but that's good.
Yeah.
That's absolutely good because that means that everybody cares.
Yeah. And all those people who, we need it. We need it. All those people have said that. Only about 10, 15% of them that actually signed up.
And that's generally the case. I mean,
it
you
is.
Don't get participation that's needed because unless it's a bleeding scab, then it doesn't get any attention.
No, and I do a lot of TikTok stuff, and I post a lot of stuff about, I went to the Capitol yesterday. What is today, Wednesday? Yeah, yesterday. And that was a pretty cool deal. I'll set up a booth there next year. I just kind of went and checked it out. Had some goose Reuben sandwiches. Had some squirrel meat stuffed meatballs. They had all kinds of stuff. Next year when I go, I'll make some. What happens? They sit up in front of the Capitol, and all them senators and district leaders and reps come down and scab some food out from you. But the best thing I seen, there was a guy named, I think his name was Roy. I don't remember who he was with. But he these two reps came up. One might have been a senator. And he was talking to them when I walked in. He was talking to them about mountain lion, eating mountain lion. And they were genuinely interested in it. So I think I'm going to have to kill me a lion this year. My goal this year is to kill him.
You got to catch one first.
Yeah, I'll catch one.
Listen to that.
I just won't let nobody know. Oh, mouthy Louisiana.
I know that was very harsh. Oh, it's crawfish season. So he's been sucking head on mud bugs.
No, they're too expensive right now.
Hey, wait, you know what I got for my birthday? I got me big old 10-gallon cast iron cauldron.
Oh, man.
I can make me some jambalaya or some boil.
Man.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Thick, too. That thing is ridiculous. It's heavy. Ridiculous. I don't even know where I'm going to put it. I just got it in my living room. That's where I'm going to use it.
Get you a rim or something and build you a fire right there where it sits and set it on top of it.
Oh, let me see. I forgot I got control of that. Benny and Chris, my nephew called that mountain lion school again today. They still don't know who's teaching the class.
Yeah, they're full of crap.
I know they were given discounts, and I know some people, biologists in some states that said no way. But I heard there's a lot of animal activists there.
Well, but that's not going to hurt those biologists. They're kind of, I mean, I'm not trying to say that the biologists are in their court, but the biologists have a little bit of lean to them. And they don't want to ruffle any feathers.
Well, that's the problem.
Well,
that's the problem.
They kind of got to bite their tongue when it comes to stuff like that too, because
they definitely got to be careful what they say because their state don't want them saying nothing.
If Brett to teach, that'll be perfect. Yeah.
Oh, this is what it'd be like.
Brainwashed idiots.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? You're not listening to me. That's what I hear from them all the time.
So,
Chris, you're not listening to me.
Why'd you even want me to come over here if you're not going to listen?
Yep.
I get a
Benny,
kick out of
Benny, get over here, Benny. Poke him with that spear.
Hey, I'll Isn't it this Friday? In 2 days is the Game and Fish meeting.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I will be in town.
Will you? You got to go.
Yeah, I should bring my spear.
I think you should. It shouldn't set off the metal detector, so you should be able to take it in.
I don't know why it wouldn't set off the metal detector.
The whole end of it's metal.
Oh, is it a metal tip?
Yeah, that's hammered out with a rock. Yeah, it's made for poking the shit out of people.
Brett just popped right in there. I didn't even see him. Brett has to
Where's
text me
Brett?
here because I don't pay attention to my bottom
All
screen.
right.
I got to come on to protect my reputation here.
No, it's not your reputation. It's just your overall character.
Jeremy's already asking. He goes, was Richard a redhead or just a roper?
It's a combination. It's like a compound fracture. You get both combined.
It's got to be a roper thing because my uncle's the same way.
Wily. They're wily.
There. I had all kinds of things going on.
Ooh,
I had a good visit with Dickerson today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we talked about things privately that we shouldn't bring up on the air, so that was perfect.
Oh, I'd like to listen to that.
Can you play it? Can you play the recording?
One of the things I talked to, I didn't say it on when we were all on here Monday, but Sunday morning, Diane and I were watching a news program, and they were talking about everybody that died in the 2024, and some old lady that pushed her way into Washington, D.C. and made a name for herself hosting parties and stuff, and she croaked. And then they said, and she was on the cover of Time magazine, and I thought, I told Diane, I said, hell, I got a friend that was on the cover of Time magazine. She said, who? I said, Dickerson. You remember those lion heads stacked up against that pine tree? I said, that was Dickerson. That's when his state director told him to keep all those lions, and he caught those lions over at, is it Eddie Lackner? Up there, Klondike, anyway. And then he said, now make a stack of those things and take a picture so we have it. And then the picture somehow through the department got leaked out to everybody, and Time got a hold of it and made it on their cover. And that's when they threw Rick under the bus and said, oh, hell, that was him. That wasn't us. That was. And I told him, I said, we were talking about that, Rick. And realistically, at the time, it was dirty politics, but they did you a favor. He said, oh, man, that was the biggest favor they could ever done. Nobody. Rick was the first and last government lion hunter in the state of Texas. They never had one before him, and when he retired,
They're trying to change some of the laws there in Texas right now, aren't they, on the lion hunting and stuff?
Well, I think Cody was saying, I wish he was around. He can get on and tell us. I think they're trying to get rid of the canned hunts and all that good stuff.
They've been trying to do something with the lions for about off and on for 3 or 4 years. But Texas is such a unique place. It's, I don't know.
I think it's great that Cody's finagling with them fellers, talking with them about, I think it's hard to talk, like for me to, I would talk to Russ McSpadden, the guy from the, just to get his deal on it. But I went to the Capitol Tuesday and signed up for all that Capitol stuff where they send you. And I found out some stuff I don't want to say on here because you don't want the other side knowing what's going on, because I think it's a secret thing that they're doing, trying to protect some stuff, but I talked to a couple people there that they're more green. They call them like a green, where they're worried about the rivers and the forest, not so much the animals. I don't know. The one guy I was talking to, they're in the same group there. he was listening to me, and I got his email, and he's gonna send me some stuff. And then another guy told me, Quell Forever guy. I talked to them for a little bit, and he was gonna email me some stuff that is going to be happening that might be one of them sneaky things, but it's gonna be good for us, is what it is.
Man, you found your niche right there, Chris. You're doing a good job.
Yeah, you did.
You
I don't know if I'm doing a good job.
Need to
I
stay
showed
after.
up. I showed up over there, and I did talk. There was a little tiny senator girl, real pretty little Mexican girl, Senator Ortiz,
Right up your alley.
right up my alley. And she was sitting there chowing. She was chowing down some tacos that they made out of elk or whatever. So everybody brings a dish. I'm working on it. I got enough white kids. I need some color in my family. And she was just really happy listening. She was talking to the Bighorn Sheep Society. They were there, but I was the only houndsman there. And it's just kind of crazy, you know.
Well, it's a good thing you were there.
I did. I showed up, and I was hanging out with the Arizona Trapper girl, another pretty blonde girl. So it made me look good.
You always find these ones to go talk to.
They find me. You know how it's the beard.
Yeah.
Why are you blushing?
It's the beard.
For some reason, I don't have that trouble. I got a beard.
Got to be longer.
Oh, I got too short.
Well,
too short a beard.
Chris is an extrovert. You're an introvert, and
Terrible.
you got to get out from behind the covers before somebody can see.
You know, I don't mean to be. I am an introvert, and I try to stay away. But I'll pull into a gas station. I mean, I used to drive a '66 short bed 3/4 ton Dodge. Thing would do wheelies. You know, I'd make bets to people. I'd do wheelie. Nah, bam, $100. I pull into a gas station. When you're driving a '66, short bed Dodge 3/4 ton, people come up and talk to you. You get pulled over for it. And I've always done that. And I don't mean to be. I just go in to get something. My wife knows I start talking and done.
Chris, I was there. I was there when you told Mackenzie straight out of the blue, "Are you married?"
I said I came down to marry you.
That absolutely is not introvert attitude.
I said, Mackenzie, I came down to marry you so I could be inside that Glenn family, but man, you work too hard. She goes, "Aren't you married?" She says, "Aren't you married?" I said, "Yeah, and it looks like I'm going to stay married."
And not only that, she did not stop by the table and talk to us after that.
We tried.
Ran her off.
Yeah. We tried. Well,
hey, I saw something about you said that they dropped the Arizona Game and Fish threw the deal out. Tell us about that.
Technicalities. What they did is they tried to change two rules at once. You're only allowed to change one rule. So if you look at I have the petition. It's like 17 pages long. My petition is going to be simpler. I mean, if I do one.
What were they petitioning, Chris?
They petitioned to knock the dogs out of the pursuit. You can't use dogs at all.
Jeez.
Super. I heard you often talk about can hunting. How the hell do you hunt a lion? Who cares how that would work? I think they called it can hunting because in the old days,
metal trash can. Oh,
well, I think the old days they put them in a 55-gallon barrel.
Well,
they drag it behind the pickup and see if the dogs can catch it.
Take a little ether and squirt it in there, and when it quits moving, you're safe. No.
Well, when I went and seen Henry McIntyre years ago, I mean, he had 3-4 lions in cages out there by his house, and that was strictly for canned hunts. I mean, what they do is they have the lion there, and then they got a hunter coming in, and they go turn him loose, and they trail him up and catch him, and the hunter shoots him, and they're all happy. But because I think a lot of those hunters, you know, I can only imagine how hard it would be hunting with Henry McIntyre.
But let's remember, you didn't get paid unless you caught something back in the day. There was not this bullshit of, hey, here's 10 grand to run a lion. Sorry, guy, we didn't get it.
Well,
better luck next time.
And the other thing is people from out east are lax for time.
Yeah, they can't go out there and they don't want to
Timing
sit on a
lions.
mule for 10
Mhm.
days riding 15-mile circles. And then
That's
someone
them.
like
That's not me.
that's someone like Henry that can say, guaranteed 100% success rate.
Well, but
So
I don't think that you're from back east. You're from the swamps. You got to get beyond you before you can be
I don't see no
east.
swamps behind him.
I'm in the west. I'm west of Mississippi River.
But in Texas is a different place. When I was over there hunting in the Davis Mountains, pretty close to Alpine, those guys had traps, like huge live box traps they built.
yep.
And in one end of it, they had a hair goat, one of those Angora goats, because the Davis Mountains were full of hair goats at that time. And so they'd put a goat in this other cage that's attached to that big lion trap cage.
And he'd
And
sit there
the
and go,
lion,
bah, bah.
yeah, that's exactly right. And so that lion would come in there and they had it covered in brush, where the only way the lion could really see that goat to get to it was to go through the door. And when he went back there and stepped on that release, the door there, they got him a lion. And the guys that wanted to have the canned hunts, well, they just keep those lions on hand. And sometimes they tranquilize them to slow them down and make them where they can handle them. And sometimes they just hauled the whole deal to where they wanted to turn them loose.
Well, I told the story before about that first pack of dogs I bought. I asked the guy, I said, well, how many lions have they been on? And he said, they've not been on a lot of lions, but they've been on one lion a whole lot of times. And he had that lion in a cage and they had a tracking collar on her and had a big old chain tied to her hind leg that was about 4 foot long. And they would turn her loose and then they'd go trail her up and tree her and trank her again and take her back and put her in the cage. And that's Texas. I mean, that was the way it was back then, and that's been, I don't know, a long time ago.
The Lee brothers used to make a canned hunt every now and then.
Oh yeah,
I think every chance you could get, you'd make one. It's better. Like I do a lot of the can't hunts. If you have them in a cage, you can catch them. You go out like I do, I can't catch shit.
Yeah, we get to see a lot of country.
Well, you see this, see this right here behind me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes it hard,
man. And that what was that thing that I think it was Henry McIntyre said, why do we always end up in this rough ass country? And he said, because that's where they live, son. That's where they live.
That's right. And when you're bear hunting, that seems to be where they head to every chance they get.
Straight
Lions,
up.
Yeah.
That's
Lions is part of their deal, but
Riley Miller's son-in-law came and hunted with me, Mike Dillard, and we ran bears. And and I told him we finally caught a bear up there. And I said, man, why do we always end up like this? He said, well, the world is flat to a bear. He said, it don't matter. It's just flat.
A can hunt means high fence. I didn't know how the hell that would work.
Well, and then,
no, not for lion hunts.
No,
they get to use those cell phone cameras there in Texas too. And that's a big, big help.
well, so they knock it down. They're knocking it down where it's harder and harder. And, that's what's going on. Like with the subject tonight, when it gets harder and harder, you got your little areas. And when you got people from other states, mainly, it's not so bad if it's someone else, I guess, but that's in your little hood there. But they
pass your spear up, Benny.
What's that?
Pass your spear up. I can get him.
Them out of staters come in and ruin everything.
It won't change.
I got a weapon too.
Mm-hmm.
It won't change screens.
I just keep mine in my pocket all the time. It's my cigar holder.
Got his brass knuckles.
It's my cigar holder. If I get pulled over, what I do is I stick my little cigar in there and I set it right there so the tip don't touch the table.
There you go. As brass knuckles, are they illegal?
Yeah,
Only if you
Hey.
hit somebody with them.
that's why they're all called paperweights.
Yeah.
They sell them as paperweights.
If they caught you
But
hitting somebody with a roll of quarters in your fist, quarters would be illegal too.
Hey, speaking of introvert and extrovert, I am going to go somewhere. I am going to go to that outdoor expo in Salt Lake City.
are you?
What?
So, yep. I'm going to go to it.
You're
You
gonna
gonna have a
throw
booth?
up.
I'm not going to have a booth. No. I'm going to go sit in a Mountain Ridge Gears booth for a while.
Oh yeah.
He asked me to go. He said, come sit in my booth for a while. So I talked to my wife. My poor wife, I don't take her anywhere. So I asked her if she wanted to go. So she said yes.
Well,
So,
how you gonna find you a another Mormon wife up there if you're in Utah?
I don't know. She'll probably go in early though, back to the room.
Yeah, she has to vet them. She has to vet them anyways.
She'd probably be happy to get rid of me for a night or
Yeah.
two.
Just come back on the weekend, Brett. Just come
Especially if
back
you got
on
a yapping puppy under
No, that's not accurate, Brett. She's invested a lot of time and money in you, and that's why she's got all those things and checks on you. And when I was freezing my butt off and all I wanted to do was get back to camp, you had to stop and talk to her on a satellite phone. And I'm thinking, the
No,
temperature's dropping. Cut it short. Let's go.
that was a place we called Cell Phone Flats. That's where the only place the cell phone worked up there. So I'd stop
Well,
and make my phone
Jared
call.
called me tonight. He had like 5 minutes, and I talked him 5 minutes, and he lost service. But he's down south hunting. He said it's 15 degrees down there on that border. Got them Texans over there. And they said they miss they're mad because there's no 19-year-old bear meat over there they can eat. Said
I
wasn't
tell you
invited.
what, Dickerson really liked Jared. I could tell. And I
Yeah.
could tell he wanted to talk to him. Because I think Richard
I
knows
told him.
that Jared hunts real hard.
I told him, I said, hey, like the guy said, who's that? Who's that boy? Who's that boy that's on that? Who's that
Yeah.
boy? I said, he goes, oh man, you think I'm stupid? So no, he said, keep at it. Just keep at it. He likes
Well,
me.
and
He says, I
yeah,
need his number. I want to go hunt with him. I want him to hunt with. That he'll probably come hunt with you.
Rick talked about him again today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jared's a go-getter. I'm telling you, that's why
He hunts hard.
Jared is an out-of-stater. Jared from Nevada. He just comes and
came
works
from
over
Nevada.
here, hunts, goes back. Like he'll go back for a few months, and then he'll be back next winter.
That Rick Cooley asked what that show is. It's some kind of big outdoor
I know
hunting.
what you're talking about. It's outdoor expo or
Expo,
something.
yeah, in Salt Lake City, and it's over Valentine's weekend or week, whenever that is. I don't even know when it is, but it's in February. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who the houndsman was at Young. Young was always someplace that I never did go. I went there when I was 14 and 15 riding dirt bikes, but
He used to go over there and hang out with that one guy, the U.S. Wildlife and Fish and Wildlife guy. Here comes the roper. Here comes the roper on him.
He lives over there at Johnny Johnson's.
Yeah, I have him as a friend on my Facebook. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Courtesy. Yeah, like what do they call that? One
Sleeping with
officer
the
to
enemy.
another. One officer to another. One undercover to another.
There was a guy, Richard, you probably knew that story. Travis Stodchill, but he's over at Pine. They got him one time for selling bear gallbladders. That was a long, long time ago.
Yeah, Russell Poe. I am going to be there. I think Saturday and Sunday. Sunday's the last day, I think. So I'll surely be there Saturday night afternoon, and we'll probably drop in. Depends on the
You need
room
to
we
try
get.
a box of Sharpies, Brett. You're going to be signing all those
Y'all gonna make
autographs.
him not want to go.
No, that's not. That's
signing,
not.
signing boobies and babies' heads.
I got to tell the story. I went to the grocery store down here one day. I wanted to pick something up, and I was in there, and I have shorts on. I got Crocs on, but I got my big hat on. And she was a real tall Asian girl in there. And she come around the corner and she looked at me and she said, born 100 years too late. I just felt like hiding. I said, yeah. I said, that's me. She come and talked to me. She said, oh, my boyfriend watches your videos all the time and this and that. And then really got embarrassed. I get embarrassed now just talking about it. She said, is it all right if I take a selfie with you?
Oh, make the boyfriend jealous.
I felt about that big.
Well, yeah, I was checking out in Walmart, and that one guy one time, he's just loud, pointed, like, hey, you're the guy, you're the Hound guy off of YouTube. Loud. I said, oh, yeah, that's me. You know, then
I had a good thing happen at the cigar shop. I went into the cigar shop down there, and it's a, what do you call it, where they all sit around, smoke cigars, big circle table with a bunch of chairs, a cigar salon, something like that. Saloon, yeah.
It's like a club more than anything, cigar club.
And I went, and there was a guy sitting there, and he looked at me. He said, born 100 years too late. And I said, yes, sir. And we talked for a little while, and I picked out a bunch of cigars I wanted. And he just looked at the guy. He said, put it on my tab. So that was pretty cool.
Excuse me, y'all. I got
a cricket.
We're going to have to send him a different colored set of headphones. Those green ones just
driving you crazy. Look, his pants bleeding too. But no, that Capitol. Hey, look. What I got?
Oh, you made you one of those little, what do you call those?
It's a, if you wouldn't have asked me, I'd have known. QR code.
Yeah,
it's
QR
code.
Code.
It's a sticker, the vinyl forever sticker. So coming to a Circle K pump near you. Matter of fact, I've already hit 3 of them on my way home Tuesday.
And I've got a bunch of leftover Joe Biden pointing. I did that.
Yeah.
And I can't use them anymore.
So I'll tell you a story real quick too. But so if you're driving around Arizona or any state, I might just mail them out, and you see that sticker, take a picture of it and email it to me. Just go to azwda.com and get the email it to me, and I'll send you something. I don't know what yet. We're still working on the merchandise. Actually, Cold Strike Gear is going to work on that for me, but he had to go back up north, had some family stuff going on. So when he gets back, we'll see. But I was really, I mean, there wasn't a lot of people there at that camo at the Capitol, but they said last year it was really busy. But it's a good deal. All them senators come down and get your food, and you just talk to them. I was pretty impressed. From 10 to 1, it's only like 4 hours, lunchtime, which is perfect time. So I'll take some dogs and let them pet the dogs and set up a little booth.
Don't take Stinker. She'll have all the squirrels treed.
I'm taking that dog. Yep. What else? There's something else going on. I'm doing a press release for the AWDA.
AZWDA?
Yeah, the website's AZWDA. The acronym's AWDA. Basically calling out that petition and debunking some of the stuff that's on it. What else?
What about that squirrely little reporter that I've been watching, and all these kids that are on the news now, none of them are reporters. They're all investigative journalists.
Well, that's the deal now. And this kid here, he seemed like he had his head on straight, and he didn't have it's John Leos, the Arizona Republic. He writes. He does good write. He did a good write. And but the outdoor life came in hard and did a good write, and even and then used some of his quotes. So if you go to outdoorlife.com, If you type in outdoor life ban on hounds, they did a report on it too, and they did a really good one, really good one. So, and I have a reporter. I just sent her the press release today to tell me how stupid it was, how many words I screwed up. So I'm sure she'll proofread it.
When I was a kid, I had a subscription to Outdoor Life for forever. Loved it. Field
I like
and
that
Stream and Outdoor
backwoods.
Life.
Mm-hmm. That backwoods living or whatever it's called, backwoods. That's a good one too.
Yep.
Got that for my kids. And then
Chris, you're
Friday.
probably not old enough. You're probably not old enough to remember the magazine in Arizona, Arizona Hunter and Angler.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah. Yep.
I wish I could find some old copies of that. That was good reading.
Must be Jared.
No, Jared's not coming on. It's Robert
Probably
from
Robert Chase. Yeah.
What's happening, guys?
And we can't see you.
Yeah,
That's because he's in a whiteout.
You getting some
He's
snow up
under
there
it.
yet?
a little bit. We just had the cold. Shit, 2 days ago, we didn't even get above -1.
No snow anywhere hardly on this side of the country.
It's all
Aren't they
down
getting
there.
hammered back east? Florida.
Yeah.
Didn't Florida get snow?
New Orleans got snow.
Mm-hmm.
New Orleans, Florida, Houston, Alabama down on the beach. Yeah, all the South down on the Gulf. Some of it was up to 9 inches of snow.
Damn, that'd be nice.
I didn't. So we just got
Kim B
rain.
is going to come on tonight if he gets a chance. Tell us about that Idaho, how they do the what, you have to have a permit for your hounds, and then it's a draw.
Right.
And I know there's a few states doing it. I know Nevada's doing it.
You mean you got to draw a lion license?
You have to
The houndsman
draw.
license.
Yeah, you
Draw
have to
out of
draw to
your
be a
houndsman.
houndsman.
Yeah, an out-of-state houndsman license.
You know about
Oh, an
that stuff, don't you,
out-of-state.
Robert?
I haven't gone up there. I had a buddy go up there, but no, we don't have that here. So
I think that's going to become the normal. I'll be honest with you. I think there's so much trouble, and this is what happens with game and fish.
I
This
think
is
they're
what we
the
get.
only state that requires it, Chris.
Idaho?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be the northern states where they get a lot of snow.
yeah, I don't
wouldn't-
see Arizona or New Mexico doing that.
No, matter of fact, New
Not
Mexico
yet.
New Mexico season used to be what, Benny, like November through. It was only half the year, and
Yeah.
you could only harvest one lion a year. And then they went the other direction. They went to year-round hunting and 2 lions a year.
Yeah,
Well-
they've had all different kinds of. I've lived here 35 years, and they've had all different kinds of seasons and harvests. And you remember when you could hunt year round in the Bighorn sheep country, and that was a
Yes,
different
sir.
tag you bought at the same time.
Yeah, I used to hunt this right up the road here. This matter of fact, I caught a lion in it.
Some of these bighorn sheep areas, you have to feed your horses weedless hay,
Yeah,
which is a joke. That's a joke. That's
You
like
have to do that.
organic stuff.
You have to do that it has to be certified hay in Colorado to hit any Forest Service, BLM, any of that.
Yeah, you know what we used to do? It was the blue string with the orange entwined in it. And
Yeah.
I knew a lot of farmers, so I'd just grab me some orange, a roll of it.
bail me some of
I'd
that up.
cut the middle string. I'd cut the middle string and tie that one in. So when they inspected us, when we rode in the forest, on a certain place I was a while back, 10 years ago. But that's just a joke. You got wild horses down there coming in, eating people's hay and all kinds of crap. So that weedless hay. But it's funny is down there, I think it was Ajo or somewhere down in South Arizona, you had to have all the weedless hay, but then you have cars burned up down there by the cartels. They dump them cars and burn them.
Hell,
Mhm.
Ajo's nothing but a rock pile. There doesn't even grow good cactuses out there.
They got bighorn sheep out there, and they got all them Sonoran pronghorn. That sheep is big business, man. Big business.
Oh yeah,
Like those guys make
Well, you
$10 million
saw that.
a year.
You
And
saw
I'm trying to
that
get
$1.3 million
Oh my!
tag.
Wasn't that for an antelope? No. Was that
No,
that
that
wasn't
was
a
a
big
sheep.
Bighorn sheep.
Was that a
That's a
sheep tag
bighorn sheep. Yeah.
in New Mexico? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring that up.
And they're
One
dumb.
point
They're dumb
$3
creatures.
million.
Yeah.
It's a damn goat. I just say some of them guys get into it. You got your quail guys, they're serious. They don't mess around. Your bird guys don't mess around. You got your falcon guys. I didn't get to talk to those guys too much over there, but those guys don't mess around, but I guess they probably say the same thing about them dog guys. When I was hunting down with Jared last year, I come down a ridge and I was in the middle of nowhere. And I had a pup pick off and I said, Lucy, get over here. I'm yelling at her and I'm like, God dang you effing, get your ass over here. And I had a guy way down in the bottom. Hey, you got hunters here. And I said, well, hell, you got hunters up here. But I got down there and I really thought, I was pulling brass knuckles. And we got down. I told Cody Lynn was with me. I said, hey, this goes bad. Get ready, And I said, hey, man, we didn't know you was down here. I didn't even know there's a pond here. I come from way to the top there. And he goes, oh, no, that's fine. I thought you was a bird guy. He goes, those bird guys, they just shoot all day all over around you. So he goes, I don't mind you guys in here trying to get those lions out. They're archery deer hunters. So those guys actually, those archery deer hunters, they don't like us hunting when they're hunting, but they sure like us killing those deer, those lions where they hunt.
I've never had trouble with anyone except trappers. I have trappers get mad at me.
I had that trapper girl telling me a story. She'd come up on a trap and it was kind of messed up. But then she seen someone over there and she says, hey, I see you. I think she carries 357 or whatever. But I see you over there. Get out here. And he popped up and had a javelina on his shoulder. He's all, I didn't know if you were friendly or not. He goes, I did come look at your trap and it looked like someone messed your trap up. But she just sent me a picture where someone like bashed her trap up, set it off. They call game and fish, all kinds of stuff. So, and then a year later, she walks up on a trap and there was a guy over there. And she goes, oh man, that's a big cat down in that trap. She goes, a big cat? He goes, yeah. I just wanted to look at it. She goes, hey, wait a minute. Weren't you the guy at the javelina last year? And he's like, oh yeah.
I'll be
So
damned.
he's just a good old guy. He says, I was going to call game and fish. I didn't know what to do. But that's the problem is ignorance. A lot of these people, the common public has ignorance towards dogs for one, trapping,
Trapping
and,
too, yeah.
and there's people that have live traps out there, like 50, 60 of them.
Really?
So oh yeah.
In Colorado, we can use box traps. So I box trap too.
Oh, live trap. I call them live
Yeah.
traps. I think that's what you're talking about is the box trap.
Yeah, the box traps.
Yeah.
Actually, did you get the pictures I sent you on your phone?
Probably. Oh, yeah, I did. I just don't. Let me see.
That was last night at one of my traps.
Let me see.
But,
Let me pull it up here. Let me try to
I've
pull
caught
it up.
so many people's dogs in them, and then they call the game warden on me like I'm doing something wrong. The
Gotta
game
love
warden shows up and said, "Did you let the dog out?" They're like, "Yep," and he's like, "Well, I can write you a ticket."
Really?
Yep.
For harassing the trap.
For
Really?
touching the trap. Yep.
For what?
But they're touching the trap. They're not allowed to. You're not illegally allowed to touch a trap.
Tampering with the trap?
Yep.
I've released a lot of hounds out of traps, foothold traps.
Yeah, and footholds, I'd let them go every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a trapper here that was he got old and crippled and he couldn't set a foothold trap, so he started putting up neck snares.
Yeah.
And I got one of my dogs in that, and let me tell you what, I went and talked to him. There you go.
So the next picture though.
I don't mind those live traps.
I don't mind foothold traps. I mean,
I haven't downloaded it yet. But.
The biggest problem is the dog turns into an alligator when you try to get him out of it.
Yeah.
And
I
mean, I've never had any trouble. There was one guys I got into it with, they were trying to bully me and I got a little upset and I had a dog in their trap right there. And
Whoopsie.
yeah, But when I reached, I was upset. So I reached down, I grabbed that dog around the snoot like that where he couldn't bite me, and I released that trap with 1 foot, pulled him out. And I told him, I said, you guys have the right to trap. I said, but I have the right to run my dogs too. Tell me. And he said, we're long line trappers and this and that. And I said, I don't really give a shit. And I said, you tell me where you got your traps and I'll go the other direction. I don't want my dogs in your traps. I'm just making circles out here anyway. It's not a big deal.
Oh, you don't want your dogs hurt.
No, and I don't want it. We work together,
Yep.
and now the neck snares, that's a different story because that'll kill a dog.
Yep.
See, here we have to have a deer stop on them.
Oh.
So they'll
I
only go
didn't see
down
that
so
before.
small.
I think that they were supposed to here, but that guy didn't have them on it. I mean, when
What
I
is
got
it?
to my dog, he wasn't breathing anymore. I pulled that thing off of him, rubbed his chest and everything, and he came to. But
Oh man, you got lucky.
let me tell you what, I was, and it was a worthless hound anyway. But I
I'm
was
not
a little
standing the
upset.
snares.
So was that a 0.35 hound or?
No, it was a 1.
He was probably only a 0.5. He was a young dog. I can't even remember where he went to. It wasn't that he wasn't going to make anything. He was just young and didn't know anything yet. And that guy, I mean, the trapper I worked with him before. I'd heard about him, and that's what he did. He trapped bobcats for a living. And I went down and helped him one time. He had a lion that was eating his bobcats out of his traps. I couldn't catch the lion, but I hung around him. I went with him places and tried to learn all I could because he knew this country. He'd been down here trapping for 40 years or something like that. He knew the country like nobody else, and he was a good trapper. I mean, I said it before. He made a living trapping, but let me tell you what, it wasn't much of a living when I went to his house.
I wonder if they're having much trouble with that in Utah now that they opened lions up to where you could trap them like that.
Lions are easy to trap, but you
Oh.
got to have somebody that understands lion habits to be successful at it.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing with hunting them dry ground. You got to know where to go and where those real, travel routes are and everything where they go.
Right now, if somebody would take a bunch of traps up to my son's house in the LaSalle Mountains, they could catch a load of bobcats. They're hanging out on his porch trying to eat his house cats.
Oh yeah, they love it. They're cannibals bad, those bobcats.
Yeah.
Trying to upload that picture.
So Brett, when are you going to get Dickerson around to go teach him how to heal?
We're going to go, where I went just the other day, I haven't got the video out yet. It's really, really good country, and I don't know why I quit hunting up there. It's really close to where you and I hunted, Benny. Not the high mountains, but those foothills down through there.
Yeah, we went through his yard that day.
Did we go through Phil's yard?
Yeah, we went and I met Phil and we went on through there and you showed me over there where you caught that big old bear in the tree and
I show you where I caught a lion right up from his house. Right. Matter of fact, it was with Richard's dog, that May's dog. I didn't have any hounds at that time, but that country, I want to go back in their ways and kind of ride around. I don't think anybody's hunting it right now. And it's really good lion country. And it's good trailing conditions in there too, better than where I've been for the last few years. And like I told him, I said, we can go in there and he'll bring his living quarters trailer and I'll have my camp set up and we can hunt right out of there and hunt in the mornings and then go rope with Phil in the afternoon. So
Trying to get the one downloaded. There's a picture of the lion that's like crawling in the cage. I can't get it to upload.
Been so long since I roped, I might fall off, huh, Benny?
Do your
You know,
cartwheel.
I don't think you do that in those circumstances. You were just practicing out there with us.
You know,
Showing off.
Still got to show I can hit the ground and live.
He says, "Hey guys, how do you like my new saddle? Doink."
Oh, I had to email it to myself. Oh, anyways, the Hound Rendezvous. It's all set up. You can actually go to what is it? Pick and Shovel Outfitters.com and sign up for the dinner. But I'll put a link on azwda.com too. That will take you to azhhr.com. That will probably take you to Pick and Shovel. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nice.
So that's all set up. August 22nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Which is it south of where it was last time?
I don't know. I think it's north. I have
Closer
to
to
go down
town?
there and check it out. I have to go check it out. Not real close. Not
Okay.
that far
I
from
think
there. It's
Casey
like 10
said
minutes.
it was just down the road a little farther.
Mhm.
Well, if that's the case, then I'll stay over at Tonto Basin and take my buggy around the lake and come in through that side. That's closer.
Yeah, let me see if it comes through here. I got to get that picture going.
I've actually got
That's going to be a
this
good
year.
time. Good time. Hopefully I can get that truck done. We can do that truck drawing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
do
Get
you
what
have?
drawing?
Go on, I'm still trying to figure this.
He's auctioning off a
Truck giveaway.
What kind of truck?
Dodge Dakota.
It was an 87 Toyota, but it'll take too long to get ready. I do have a 4-door Dodge Dakota that I have a guy who's going to bedline it, and he sent me pictures. He's going to try to camouflage bedline it. Pretty cool, like a big pattern. And we're gonna build a flatbed dog, or we're gonna pull the bed and put a flatbed dog box on it. That's the goal. That's our plan.
Cool.
I'm trying to get in my email. Jeez. That picture's not wanting to go. I'll wait. I'll wait for a second. It's a mountain lion, and he's halfway in a box trap. Yes, dogs getting killed by lions. I don't like snares at all.
No.
I don't even know if I'd like to trap them.
I had a rancher that liked to use them for beaver. And I had permission on the ranch, but when he started doing that, I was like, just stay off of there.
I don't mind them live traps. I've had dogs trapped in those wolf traps up here. I mean, they got a GPS. I just went up there, we loped it and let it go. And I bumped into the wolf trapper guy and said, "Hey, over there on this mountain."
You reset it?
It was we set off one of your traps, caught one of our dogs.
Did you reset the
No.
trap?
Mm,
Just told him.
yeah.
Pick and Shovel's
No, I didn't reset it.
Pick and Shovel's page is not available.
Well, I just looked at it. What the heck? Oh, there's my picture. There's my picture. Finally came through. Let me open it up. There we go. Okay. I'm not fast. I'm not as fast as Brett on this. Share screen, window. There it is.
It's blurry.
What'd you have in there for bait?
Well, there's actually
Is
a
it?
deer carcass behind the trap. It was a kill from back in November.
Do you know what you can get? Look up Fur Finder. Fur Finder has a little call that has a, what do you call it? It only comes on at night.
Right.
And it's got a female lion chirp.
Yeah. We're not allowed to use those in Colorado.
Really?
Yeah. I have put them in front of game
electrical.
Yeah.
I'll be dang.
think that's
Yeah,
as
and I've
clear as
actually
it's gonna
caught
get.
2 bobcats this year in that same trap.
Hello from Moose. So I caught a raccoon with USDA tags in its ears. So what is that? They're good to eat? What? They pass the inspection?
Yeah, it's been certified.
USDA tags. What are the USDA tags for?
I don't know. I heard of someone catching one in a bobcat in Colorado with an ear tag, and we haven't done no bobcat studies or nothing like that up here.
Come out of another state? How close are you to the border, if anything?
I'm not. I'm like center of Colorado.
Choice or prime?
If you go to the highest point in
Wagyu.
Colorado, you can see his house.
Yep. Highest incorporated city.
It's highest elevation airport in the nation.
So, Robert, do you guys get a lot of out-of-state hunters over there?
Oh yeah. Yep. A lot of people from Wisconsin show up here. And
Can they not hunt lion? Do they not have lion in Wisconsin, or can't hunt them?
they do have lion in Wisconsin. One of my buddies caught one up, or one of the guys, that big Tom that I showed you a couple weeks ago. The guys I was hunting with them, they caught a lion in Wisconsin. And they're from Wisconsin.
I wonder how many have been caught over the years in Wisconsin.
I don't know. I see Nebraska's got a healthy population of lion too now. They have a season and everything.
What is that place in in Nebraska? I've heard of it before, where they've got quite a few lions.
Oh,
Some kind of hills or something like that. What do they call
it's
it?
up in the Panhandle.
Yeah.
yeah.
The Red River. It's in the Red River country.
What about you, Jeremy? You guys get a lot of people coming jumping state lines to hunt?
Not really. Most of ours are in state, but they come from South Louisiana up north, up here where I'm at.
What are they trying to hunt?
Deer.
Food.
Deer. Well, yeah, but basically anything. You don't go in the woods this time of year during the daylight hours. You might be on the menu.
Yeah,
And
but those
then
people in Louisiana, they live off the land, literally. They everything out of the water, everything off of the ground, they eat it all.
Well, that's why they all come from South Louisiana to North Louisiana, because they're eating everything down there.
I used to go down to Manny, Louisiana every year, right there on Toledo Bend Reservoir. That'll ruin you from fishing around here.
Right.
It's a lot of water right there.
Man, fishing was good.
You ever fish Elephant Butte?
Yeah, back in the day
He can't go there now.
when I fished. Why can't I go there?
Your ex-wife, don't she live up there or something?
Oh
I heard
yeah,
you say that once before.
they're big dogs up there.
That's why Jeremy's a detective. He remembers
My-
everything.
Right.
My friend ran off with my ex-wife, and I was upset he didn't run off with me. He's got lots of money.
She got the better end of the deal, huh?
Yeah, she did. Dadgummit.
She got the gold mine, you got the shaft.
Basically, and then for I forget how many years I had to pay for it.
Isn't that a lot of snow for Florida? 6 inches of snow in Florida?
Yeah,
With
that's
that
like a
snow.
blizzard.
A lot of snow. Yeah. One
So
half.
why is Florida
hey,
getting snow and Arizona nothing?
Hey, I've always wanted to go down there when it gets real cold like that. You can pick up all of those iguanas. They just fall out of the trees, laying on the ground. They're too cold. Kind of like fainting goats.
They say they're good eating. I like watching those
Yeah.
videos of them hunt those iguanas down there.
I've seen some of those.
Pellet
yeah.
guns, just air rifles.
Mhm.
Pellet guns or blow darts, even.
Mhm.
They say alligator is too, but I'm not a big fan of it.
Oh, good to eat. I've ate it before. I think I liked it. It's been a long time.
Yeah, the wildcat eels.
The biologist said the airdrop meat stick looking things with rabies vaccine. Wait 4 weeks. Spot traps catches 125 raccoons to see the percentage that find the vaccine.
That's interesting.
That's coming from Bone Pile. He sounds normal tonight. I don't think he's drunk.
Is that the guy
This
who picks on you all
plan-
the time?
Yeah,
No, that's the
the one that
welder.
usually does it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I waited to get on. I was welding on a snowmobile trailer.
Oh, thanks.
Ah,
Good
what-
job bringing that up.
What rod did you use?
I'm not that professional. I use wire.
Oh, I got a bucket full of rod I take off jobs. So
Yeah.
whatever I reach down and grab is what I try to adjust for, and I just use it.
Gob it
When
on
you're
there.
a poor welder. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, he's right. That has been dry here in Arizona. New Mexico
Guys.
hasn't got much either, have they?
I hate to leave good company, but I have to go. It's 7:00.
All righty.
Well,
All right.
It's my nighttime already.
Yeah, my wife's cooking dinner, so
His belly's telling him it's time
Alrighty.
to go.
time to go.
Thanks for jumping on.
all right. Thank you guys.
All right.
See
Have a
you,
good one,
Brett.
Brett.
All
See you,
right, you
Brett.
too.
So what do you think about maybe some of these states trying to limit? I've had a ton of calls about Nevada, Utah. They called me and said, is Arizona? I was told Arizona is doing some stuff. I said, I haven't heard about it. That's why I wanted Jared on here. He gets all riled up. Boy, Jared gets all riled up.
I don't see Colorado doing it just because they make too much money. An out-of-state lion tag in Colorado is like $550.
Well,
I
it's
don't know.
$300.
They
a hunt
knocked
right
out
here.
the over-the-counter archery tags for elk,
Yeah.
and that
Well,
was
they-
a money maker.
Before that, they had over-the-counter rifle tags for out-of-staters in Colorado.
Yeah.
Well, I knew a lot of people that were going to go to Colorado and do some lion hunting.
Why? It's too damn cold.
Well, because there's snow there.
Yeah.
Well, not above 8,000 feet.
There's not much. That's why I was welding on that snowmobile trailer, beating it up, trying to, like, it was a sled trailer for my dog box. Yeah, I tore the skis off of it trying to get in these rocks and dirt.
Yeah. You got to have some good snow to use those snow
Yeah.
buggies for sure.
At least decent snow. We don't have.
I've seen some people go out there when it wasn't snowy and stump up. They
Yeah.
find them stumps or break them skis off because it gets under stuff, not on top of stuff.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
I
don't think
got an idea.
I've never even
Chris.
rode one.
Now that you're getting out there and you're in the middle of all of this, bringing people together and all, I see that is it the 26 bar? What's the name of that ranch up there at the
Bar
headquarters
26?
with Eager? Yeah, that was John Wayne's.
Yeah, John Wayne's, and I think he gave the brand to the Indians, the natives, or they bought it out.
Yeah, but that ranch goes from Eager all the way almost to Big Lake.
Hmm.
And if yeah, the 26 bar, that's what I thought. So if you got enough money and you pick that up, it's for sale right now. We'd have a
Yeah.
place to gather every year.
What's it running?
You know, I'm sure that it's not $100,000.
Yeah, the Hopi tribe has it now, and they're trying to sell it. Well, them Hopi tribes, they
Yeah.
don't got a lot of money. I don't think they got a casino, so that's why.
Yeah, it's for sale right now.
Out of state
Write
line
'em
in
a check.
Colorado, it's going for $800 now.
Damn.
Well,
Well,
that's
that's
what
what
an
these.
elk tag cost.
Yep. In Arizona, that's what is it in Arizona? I think it's $600 out of state.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's fuck.
I hadn't bought one for decades.
We got to fund this stupid wolf introduction to Colorado. And
They already introduced. Didn't they already turn loose? 15?
But their goal is 100, I believe. It's 60 or 100 in 5 years to turn loose.
So let's let 8 go, right?
Yeah.
They let 8 go, right?
Yeah.
And then they killed how many of those?
Oh, shit. I believe they lost. I think they turned loose more than 5. I think they turned loose 10, and they lost 5, I think.
Because 8 of them were problem childs from another state, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were, I believe it was Oregon, and they were killing cows and stuff up there.
Let me give you guys a press release. There's not a live wolf in the wild that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Man, I don't get it.
Hence why they were eradicated.
The federal government paid to have them killed out. And the government had the same bounty on grizzly bears, wolves, coyotes, and lions. And the only 2 that they couldn't wipe out was the coyote and the lion.
Yep.
Someone showed me a picture or a video. It was down there at the Capitol, Camo at the Capitol, and there was a lion with 4 subadults with it. Like she had 4 babies.
Yep.
I said that's pretty rare.
That's
up
rare.
here. Our most common I would say is 3 subadults.
I read an article by it was I just found this article about the ban, and it said something about lions having six at a time, or maybe it was on a Facebook post because I posted on there. I'm like, false.
Yeah,
Not
I've never
true.
seen more than 4 kittens.
And that's a good year or a good mom or something, because usually
that's a big litter.
One dies.
A lot of deer that year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But shoot, I was part of one of the studies they did up here through the Arkansas River Valley. And on one kill, we had a female with 2 kittens, another female with 1 kitten, and a male eating at the same time.
Are they African lions or those mountain lions?
Nope, mountain lions. All eating at the same time.
How many?
It was 1 female with 2 kittens, another female with 1 kitten, and then a male.
And that's the pictures you get. And then that's when the anti say, look, they stay as a family and you destroy it as a family when you kill the male or the female. Yeah. That's the pictures they think. They honestly think that they travel as a family.
Yeah, no. Then they weren't traveling together. They just ended up at the same kill and ate together.
And lucky that male didn't kill a couple of them subadults just to breed them off.
Honestly, I think it was that 1 female. I think it was her, a subadult. It was not a sub at that time, but one of her kittens from that previous 2 years. Because it wasn't a big tom.
Yep. There's a lot of lions. And I don't think people realize just because they say there's 3,500 in Arizona or whatever, that probably means there's about 6,000.
Yeah. Yeah, and our division doesn't have a clue how many lions are in this state.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think half of it. That's
I don't think
problem.
Any state.
Every one of those western states is rugged.
Yep.
Well, they helicopter it, but I just don't think you can swoop down a canyon and push a lion out with a helicopter.
No.
Well, see, that's like they tried to use the helicopters here for the pigs, and terrain's too thick. You couldn't see them to shoot them if you wanted to.
The only thing you do is get them good military copters in there that have that super good infrared, and you just light up areas and start counting. That's not including. Well, what did Richard say? Those guys move at night, right?
Yeah.
They're not flying at night; they're flying in the day.
Yep. Yeah, they used to piss me off. They do the elk counting, and it'd be in December, and I was a youth elk hunter at that time. and they'd be flying those helicopters, moving all those elk around, right where I'd be elk hunting.
Push them right into you?
No, every time it was they pushed them away from me.
Well, going back to the other hound, like Nevada and all them, you know, I always thought, wow, 24 hours, 7 days a week, you know, you could hunt. But then after hearing Richard talk last night, he said, you don't want to hunt those lions at night because they're nocturnal.
Yeah.
You know, he said it was
I hunt at night
it was something not to
predominantly.
do. He didn't want you. He said, don't do it. It's not what it is.
The only reason he did it was because
Too
and
hot.
most of the time, yeah, he did it down on the border, down along the Rio Grande River in sheep country. And those sheep ranchers down there were losing so many sheep from the lions coming across from Mexico. And so I mean, that was his job. He had to produce, he had to kill lions, he had to save the producers. And the only time he could get it pulled off down there, I mean, you get along that Rio Grande, and I don't care where you are, it's hot. And so the farther south you go, the worse it gets. And he was down there way south on the Texas line in the Rio Grande, and he had no choice but to start hunting with a flashlight. And you think about the ledges and the bluffs
Ooh,
and well, you just shine your light over there, but if you get your light too close to your horse, you your horse's head, you blind your horse. Now your horse stumbles and falls. Or rattlesnakes are moving around when it's cooler at night. There's all kinds of hazards out there.
oh, we
Yeah.
used to go run down the washes at night and
Yeah.
kill rattlesnakes. That's when you seen them, was at night. I don't know. I get
So
irritated. I get irritated when they come in and whack a bunch of bear, you know. But I look at it. I look at both sides too. You know, I was talking to a public official, and I kind of told them too. I said, you know, you got to look at both sides. You know, it's like Trump and Kamala. On our side, besides probably the Colorado guy, but because he wanted Kamala, vote for Kamala. But we were, you don't know.
hey, his finger wasn't in the dark.
Yeah. See, he said one vote, one vote. But we don't, you know, we always say, how do they vote for people like Kamala or Biden or, you know, Obama? He played the race card. The guy was a good talker. You could sit there and listen to Obama because he talked good. Kamala's just a dummy. I mean, and then Biden, honestly, he's just an old guy. He's just an old guy, period. Like he's the guy's dementiaed out, and like he's 20 years past where he should have went in. But you wonder, how do they vote for these people? But that's the same with them. They look at us and wonder how we can vote for a racist, Nazi, narcissist, womanizer. Like that's their thought. That they firmly believe all that stuff. You know, and I honestly don't care if he's any of that stuff as long as he gets his country in. But I'm gonna tell you right now, my wife was on Walmart.com and she always makes her list and checks the prices, and she's like, hey, look, how much were paper plates for 300? I said, 20, 19 something. She goes, they're down to $14. Rollbacks. Walmart's calling it rollback. Look at all these rollbacks. Shit's dropping like 30, 40% all of a sudden. So they know what's coming, you know, and they're like, oh, hey, we got some rollback. Now, eggs, they're still $26 for 5 dozen, which is ridiculous. But
wasn't it a year and a half, 2 years ago that all those chicken houses burned up that Tyson owned?
they
You got the
burned them
bird
up,
flu.
and
And
now
now
they got
that
the bird
today,
flu.
yeah, now they got the bird flu, and my chickens don't know what day of the week it is because the other day we had 9, today I had 1. It's like, come on, girls, get it together. Just give me 3 a day, I'm good.
Cold weather. That cold weather
Need
really
better
screwed them up.
chickens, Benny.
Mm-hmm. Mine
I've
are
been
all old.
thinking about killing one right there with all of them watching.
Well, how come
I
they
got a
don't?
rooster that's fixing to go.
How come they don't put mask on all those chickens? Just little mask. Wouldn't that stop the COVID? Didn't it? Why
That picture
wouldn't?
would stick out.
Yeah. So I get it. Why did Idaho go to the draw for hound permits? And how many bear are you allowed to kill there? Are you allowed to kill a bear?
They
Or is it
probably
just
did that
pursuit
because
or
the
what?
wolves are so dadgum bad in Idaho.
Well,
Idaho
I'm
really
talking,
is, but they're really anti-hound.
I'm talking
That's
to
why
a guy that was
there's 2
Washington
hound associations there fighting
and
for their
Idaho.
rights. Yeah.
Yeah, the eastern
Are they
Idaho.
fighting each other?
I don't know.
Or are they together on it? Sometimes those guys get busting each other's balls back and forth because they don't want them in their turf.
I don't know, the Eastern Idaho Association, shit, they show up to Utah's Houndsman Banquet. They showed up to our Houndsman Banquet. Like, they seem to be spreading around pretty good. They
I
But
think
the
they're more.
politics,
I think the Eastern
Politics.
Idaho Houndsman Association is more broader. I guess they do more.
Yeah.
Well, Utah's a big association.
Oh, yeah.
Both those guys, Justin from Colorado and Corey from Utah, they told me I was a big dumb idiot starting from scratch. Felt sorry for me.
Nice.
Thanks for the confidence, guys.
What else are you going to do, though?
No, I already knew it. They do not like out-of-state houndsmen. I don't think anybody likes oh shit. Let's just ask. You better put that hat back on there.
Yeah, there we got an
Look
Idaho
like-
Houndsman.
You look like you've been running dogs all day.
Pretty much. I'm trying to. Been chasing a bobcat I can't catch.
Tim, tell us why Idaho is doing what they did and if it's worked. The out-of-state hounds tag.
I don't know
How
if
much
it
does
works or
cost
not.
to go hunt Idaho out of state?
A little over $400.
But you have to be
Maybe.
drawn to go there, right?
Yeah, well, there's over-the-counter units you can buy, but you have to stay in those units, and they're steep, and there's a lot of wolves, no roads.
Hmm.
So, like the Lolo unit, you can buy that. It's units 10 and 12. You can buy that over the counter, but there's no roads. The boundary line is the main line through there, and if you're going up the hill, on the left, it's closed to your unit, but on the right, it's open to your unit. If you start one in your unit and it goes over into 10A, you can go get your dogs, but don't shoot nothing. Harvest wise,
So
if you draw out of state, you can harvest anything.
and you're only that's only one tag, right? Per person.
It's one person.
Yeah.
So if you draw a non-resident out of state and your wife doesn't, she can ride with you, but she can't hunt.
Yeah.
It's
then
not a
that's under
family.
the dog. Is that just a out of state harvest you have to draw, or is that with the dogs you have to draw?
Well, you
Without dogs,
can
can
buy.
you just go?
Yeah, you can buy over the counter bear tags and go stump hunt. That's, I mean, you can spot and stalk or stump hump, whatever you want to call it. You can pack into the back country and hunt all you want.
But to
But with
use your
dogs, you got to
dog.
draw.
Pardon me? Hound permits, all you got to draw. They only hand
Oh.
out 70 a year.
Do you think that works? Is that doing what they wanted it to do?
As big as the state of Idaho is, I think they could hand out twice as many, 150.
Well, why did they go to the draw?
I don't know. I just moved over there like 5 years ago.
Yeah, and they've been doing that for a while.
Yeah, I guess. As far as I can remember, they have.
sometime back they had a lion study. A guy with hounds was working for somebody over there on the lion study, trying to figure out densities, populations, and all of that. Do you know anything about that, Tim?
I know that a lot of the outfitters over there tag out pretty good. We were just over there last week hunting, Me and my partner, he drew an Iowa State this year, and we cut probably 15 line tracks, but couldn't run any of them because snow's so shitty.
Deep?
No, it's just shitty. It's that marble snow. You break through it,
Oh.
and it just rolls around. Doesn't hold
I see.
scent. Yeah, pretty much. It's just like here right now, it hasn't got above freezing in a week. Been nice and clear. You cut a line, or you cut a cat track, and they'll cold trail it for 2 or 3 hours and never bark.
So do you think it makes a difference if they had to draw, or if you could just had to go, you just bought over? You think you guys would get swamped with houndsmen if you just got to go buy a tag and go hunt?
Absolutely.
So you think that minimizes a lot of that?
It does. I think all states should do a draw. You know, Calvin, when he's on here, he talks about how you can just go buy that over-the-counter line tag and go line up.
Yeah.
In the Navajo Nation. That should be regulated through the Indian tribe.
I don't think they get too many people up there doing that. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but now that it's out, it'll get more.
Yeah.
But not much. A lot of people are still scared to go into those reservations.
I'll be honest. I don't like hunting reservation. At any time, they can take what they want. It's a sovereign nation.
Yep.
It's like getting caught in Mexico. If they want, they can do some fine harassing on you and keep your stuff, your truck.
Well, yeah, and also, Chris, you talk about y'all don't have a pursuit season.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? I mean, that's like your training season for your dogs. Keep them in shape.
Their season
Every
is open
state,
year round, right? In Arizona,
every state should have
What is
a
it?
pursuit season.
their season's open pretty much year round down there for cats, right? Unless they close.
Yeah, besides July, see, April, May. So June, July, and then opens back up in August. And it'll probably open back up at the rendezvous. That's kind of why I chose that rendezvous, because if people want to come out and they can stay a week and hunt. And I'm pretty sure we can stay at that area for the week. If not, we'll just all pile down the Casey Fair's house, right, Jeremy?
Nope. Nobody else is invited.
Yep.
I'm gonna block the gate.
It's a tough road down there. You can't bring no big trailers down there hardly.
Yeah. Can't bring a little one either.
I barely made mine there.
I
Mhm.
tore mine up.
Dump trees across the road.
No,
Nobody
there's
likes
pretty good
out-of-state
rocks.
hunting. They know the rules, Benny's little friend. They know the rules. And
Hey,
they
don't
take
be so
advantage.
hard on her.
No,
Don't be too hard on her.
I can't wait to see her and her pup in the rendezvous. Hopefully they can make it. Just don't bring that mean one that tries to bite me every time I pet it.
Yeah, right.
Of course, Richard Dickerson says it don't matter. So you're good.
That's where I would go. If I was going serious for line, that's where I would go.
Arizona?
Montana.
Oh, well, there's some big lines up there too. Those aren't, the further south you get, the less mass you get. You're down south on the border, 130, you get a 150-pound lion. You're doing something great and but those what Benny, 130 pounds is a big lion?
Yeah.
Common?
Yeah. If you get a 130-pound lion, you got
on
a
the
lot
border.
of lion.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's pretty average.
Yeah, Utah used to have huge lions.
Mm-hmm.
Utah and Colorado and Idaho and all of that country, their lions just got bigger. And I don't know if it's just because they're fighting with that deep snow at times. I don't know what the deal was, but it's just like deer. You get into mule deer populations that you'll get into a bunch of deer that don't weigh much, and then you get into some of what it really shows is whitetail. You get into some of those whitetail down in Texas, and you can pack 4 or 5 out in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a lady that worked for the division up here, but it was back in the late 80s, early 90s, somewhere in there. She killed a female lion Montana that weighed 160 pounds. A
Jeez.
female lion.
Those are hermaphrodite.
Yeah, it was a fucking tank, dude.
Yeah, the father was Sasquatch.
If
You
you
know,
have
as-
Facebook, go on there to Rasmussen Outfitters and look at that line they just got this week.
It's
That's
not
a
the
monster.
200. It's not the 250-pound line, is it?
Oh yeah, there was one. But see, it just depends on how you take the picture too.
Well,
That
I
was
tell
a-
you what.
Well, if I take the
250-pound
picture
lion.
with it, it's going to look small.
Well, I saw that picture of your squirrel, and that was like a gargantuan killer squirrel.
Hey, he said tree something. I treed something. I did not fail Jeremy.
I
on
didn't
that.
take a picture with the squirrel. I put my buddy holding it. so
Yeah,
it
your
looked
buddy.
bigger.
Photoshop.
Mm-hmm. He sure liked them squirrels. He said they was pretty. I like an area like I don't really mind out of state hunters, but I kind of hunt areas and they're not going to go anyways. You know, I hunt down Yuma, Gila Bend, Casa Grande. Like nobody hunts dogs out there hardly. But
Well, but
I
see,
think-
you're talking about the difference between snow and no snow.
mhm.
The competition with snow is far greater than it is without snow. And on the desert, when it snows, you get 100 people with pickups full of hounds. Anytime
Oh.
when there's no snow, you're lucky to find or even hear of somebody else hunting in the same.
Well,
place.
look at Kaibab.
Yep.
Kaibab, I-17's empty. They get 6 inches of snow up there in the north in the Kaibab.
Oh man,
Go sit
Just
on the
bumper to bumper.
I-17 and you'll
Yeah.
see one every hour easy, if not 2 or 3.
Well, you watch YouTube, see how many folks are actually coming out and hunting in the dirt.
well, that's
yeah.
how I knew the undercover guys. Every time they'd call me, those boneheads, they'd say, "Oh, you know, we're from over here, and we really want to hunt the desert, and we understand that you know the Guadalupes, and could you show us around? And we wish we could do this and that. And you know, get the hell out of here. Just go over there and do it yourself, pinhead."
Go try it out. Yeah.
Go learn it.
Just keep driving until you find country you like and the dog's working.
I could never drive across the country, and anywhere I went and saw a big pile of rocks out in the desert or anywhere, you know, I thought, golly, I wonder if my mule could make it through that.
Being said, I was the best person you've seen the way you treated us being from out of state. But they were in camp when I stopped by. I was going to slash their tires, but they were there. So I just decided to be friendly, I guess.
Well, but a
I was going
real
to steal all their food.
a real hood rat would have slashed their tires with them standing there.
Hey, in my opinion, if you're out of state and you leave your ice chest in camp, I can make me a sandwich. You're in
That's
my
what I was
back.
What the plan?
I was always told about northern New Mexico. If you go down there, you better leave someone at your truck with a gun because
Oh, I'll
Come back to
guarantee you.
flat
Northern,
tires.
yeah,
broken
hell
window.
yes. The
You know,
thugs.
I
live
don't.
in
I
northern
honestly
New
don't
Mexico.
mind out of state hunters, but what bothers me is when you get these guides in here, and it's not like they're killing 400-pound bears; they're killing 80-pound bears. And I just killing small cats and bears for someone from back east, and I get it; they don't have cats. For me, I'd rather not kill something and come back next year and kill something. But when I guide people, if I do. If I don't get something, I'm like, come back. If I don't have somebody, I'll take you. But I'm not a good guide. I'm not there to make money. I make my millions on undercover work and Arizona Game Thief, Operation Game Thief. They pay you $1,500. I wish they paid double for out of state. I'd make some good money.
That's exactly why last April, before I had you stay with me in my camper, I had already purged everything that could have been incriminating.
Incriminating.
That's just gonna make me steal some tags off of some vehicles in Chris's yard next time I come up that way.
So I got plenty of plates.
When we came back from Tucson, we went up through Show Low. It was only like 34 degrees.
You didn't even call me.
Yeah, we were on our
I'm
way
hurt.
home.
I'm hurt. I took Jeremy and bought him some sushi.
Damn. And see, and I did think about calling you when we were there, but The wife was on
This
the
is
way
why.
home.
This is why I don't like out of staters right there.
We got Mexican food at that Bandito's place. It was not very good.
In Cholo?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, what the hell were you thinking?
Yeah, I would have told you go to Lacanos.
They definitely
Lacanos, the best place in Cholo to have Mexican food. Maybe they'll hear that and sponsor me.
That Bandito's definitely had green chili from New Mexico. It had no flavor.
Oh,
Here.
Benny. Oh, here comes the
Beer.
Let me do it for you.
You're definitely gonna have to bring some green chilies from Colorado, and we're having a chili pepper taste off.
I'll judge, but I'm not gonna participate.
You have to participate if you're judging. We're gonna see whose green chili is the best.
Brett can't participate. You can't tell if he's burning up or not.
Right?
Hey, what the heck? She calling me not a good person? Actually, that dog was trying to bite you guys, if I remember Benny's little friend.
No, it was biting her mom. He was trying to bite her mom while she was petting her. Or petting him.
And she just kept petting her. It's kind of funny.
It kept trying to bite. I was like, discipline.
Yeah, I'll just stay away. And then Wayne says, you didn't come to my camp. I'm like, God damn, you see your dog right there?
Who?
And then
They did have one that sounded pretty vicious.
Yeah.
No, and then I went to the bathroom, and that dog was running around. And I was like, oh, man, I'm going to have to be stuck in this bathroom before he goes away.
I was more worried about a dog fight because I had 3 over there that would tempt fate.
Yeah, you had a couple little hyped up ones too, didn't you? The only dog I got that'll bite you is Yucky, and he'll bite your hand off if you give him food. I've never, no matter what I've done to him, I don't like a dog that snaps food out of my hand.
No.
And I cannot. I've shoved my whole fist in that dog's mouth, choke him out with it, and he's just like he's starving. God, I've tried it. I'm telling you, when it comes to food, all my other dogs, I hold it there. You know, I went through the training, and they just like real soft, like a monkey trying to get it out of your hand with their lips. So anyway,
I just punch them.
Here we go. Boulder, Colorado is producing some hatch grade chili. Guess I'll have to prove it. Jeremiah, you better come over there.
Some hatch grade? Fuck, that's still below Pueblo.
All right, guys, if you're coming to the rendezvous, bring your green chilies from your area. We'll have Brett. Brett's going to be the judge. He likes the hot stuff.
We better get Wayne Bisbee.
Wayne will do it. There's
There you
nothing
go,
worse.
Benny's little friend. Get your dad involved.
Mm-hmm. I agree. There's nothing worse than an outfitter camping in your spot. Just anybody camping. I camp in some weird spots anyways. And I've already made them, and I've already trailed back, and then I put all the brush in there when I leave so it don't look like you can even get back in there. But I do have one over I camp at it's a good area. And the only time I pulled up, and there was a lady there with a pop-up camper. You know, the ones that fold up and the little toe behind. Well, her husband had framed it in. Neatest little I have pictures somewhere. I took pictures of it. It was really cool. And it was like this 70-year-old lady, just gorgeous. I thought she was about 50. And I was helping her hook up. I said, are you? Yes, kind of. Grayish blonde. She was, I pulled in. I said, are you coming or going? She goes, oh, no, I'm leaving. I'm all, you need some help? Are you like here by yourself? She's like, yeah, I just camped here for 2-3 days, just out camping by herself. So shoot, I'll help you hook up. I'm going to camp here if you're leaving. So I helped her hook up the trailer, and I walked up to her truck, and I said, you got a backup mirror, don't you? She goes, no. I'm like, what year is it? A little Tacoma. She's like, oh, 2008. I'm like, you got a backup mirror. She goes, oh, no, I don't think so. I said, put it in reverse. She put it in reverse. Look at your rear view mirror. and it was the ones that had the little camera screen in the rearview mirror. She's all, I've had this truck 5 years, and I've never even noticed that. She had a backup camera the whole time. But it's the only time I've had someone park in my spot. So, but I'm usually there a week early. So, setting up. But I think I think what really irks a lot of these the in-state guys with the out-of-state hunters is the ones that come in and whack everything, and they got, 10 trucks running around for them. They're just trying to make $1. So they don't care about size or gender.
I don't care about killing. I just want to catch.
Yeah, but
that's why I'm gonna. I think. I'm gonna.
You remember Dickerson said that he hunted that Bolt dog the last 2
Yeah.
years?
Oh yeah.
The guy that bought Bolt was named Perry Helmsley, and Perry, I don't know what the heck happened, Perry, but he had some guy named Tommy Collins hunting his dogs, and I ran into him over here in the Guadalupes, and he told me that he hunted all over, and over at Rodeo, New Mexico, which is on the back way into Douglas, back up in that country. He said those people flat ran him out of the country. Nobody over there wanted him hunting over there. And I don't know what the problem was or anything like that. But then I also found him down on the Blue. And I saw, hey, that's Tommy's camp over there. So I went later on and I said, hey, why don't you come up here to the ranch and meet these friends of mine that ranch down here, and they'll help you out. But they want to talk to you about how your dogs are going to behave and the cattle and everything else, So it just depends on where you go, whether you're an outfitter or a single guy. And I understand the outfitters are looked down upon a lot more because they got paying clients that just want to kill stuff. But there are places where you can go that the locals don't want anybody in there, period.
Let me jump in here real quick and answer Luke's question. Every day.
Yeah.
Every day. You ask for the lease agreement and boundaries, or you tell them public land is public land and you're public.
There you go.
Yeah, I've never had that. Like, we've joked around. I've been in Unit 1, and remember I was in Unit 1. I usually hunt 3B. I just stick around 3B. I usually catch enough bears in 3B. I was in Unit 1, and I bumped into Sonny Tapa, and he said, Chris, this ain't 3B. I said, it is today. So I think everybody has their own little area. Everybody knows they hunt that area, but we all hunt. I've never personally been in any scuffle about area myself, but
I hunt an area that's got a guide in it, an outfitting unit in it, and I talk to them every day. I catch 2 or 3 bear a day in the same unit, and they know that I'm not in there shooting everything I catch. I harvest 1 bear a year. My wife harvests 1 bear a year, and we put that in the freezer and burger. But we're there most of the season catching 2, 3 bear a day.
But you're not killing them.
No, absolutely not. A lot of these bear we catch are, like you said, 80, 90 pounders, sows. And we shoot boars only. I messed up and shot a sow mistake as a boar this year, but I shot a sow about 200 pounds. But she's still a nice sow. And she was dry. So
I've shot 4 sows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. And 2 of those, I would have bet my money, my rifle right there, that was a boar. I even looked at it. The one I seen balls, and I was excited. I said, there you go. And then, honestly, that one I got my son, that chocolate one, I seen 2 tufts of hair, little danglies. And I said, oh, it is a boar. It was a 200-pound bear. And he shot it.
I've seen those people. I've seen those people at political rallies.
Yeah. Who hasn't?
They got the little tufts of hair.
There's a lot of Colorado.
Chris, even the guides that hunt up there are picky. They won't let people shoot. They won't let their clients shoot sows and cubs.
That's
You know,
what
I've-
shit,
I've-
the outfitters are that
I've-
way.
I've talked to people in this last week about what's going on. They've heard what's going on maybe and I'm not even sure if that's a real deal. It's just, it's rumors. That's all it is. It's rumors. And I already know it does in Idaho because you've talked about it. And a lot of these people, I mean, I've got a lot of calls about what's in Nevada, what's in Idaho, like Utah. Utah is absolutely effing disgusting what they did with that state. It's just killer. That's just stupid. I mean, that's dumber than anything. But they all had the same kind of answer. Like, all right, you have to have these rules and regulations. You're already a guide, so you already held a higher standard, anyways. I would imagine. So if you are coming in a state, and these are just suggestions that people tell me, is either limit them. If you have hounds and you're coming in, then you can. And I'm sure if it was only a boar you could kill, you would damn sure make sure of it. Not like me. I'm like, oh, got balls. Nope, it was a sow. And I got called out on that. I had a guy, because me, I'm on here talking shit to people about quit shooting all the sows, but I'm talking to those people who don't give a shit with dogs, and they're shooting 80-pound sows, or they're shooting 80-pound boars. To me, that's a cub in my book. 100-pound, 120-pound bear is my first bear I shot that we caught with dogs was 150 pounds. And I see the pictures of it, and I'm like, damn, maybe I'll take that out of the photo album. Put a sensor bar across the bear or Photoshop it where it looks a little bigger or something. But even when I shot that sow, or I let my 10-year-old shoot the sow, but I thought the chocolate was a boar, and I still felt guilty for it. But I got called out on that. Guy texted me, and he man, I didn't even want to tell him. He kept that, and finally he goes, boar, like big. I'm like, no, it's a sow. And he literally told me, then you need to quit talking shit to everybody shooting a sow. But I explained to him, I said, listen, man, I've caught over 200 bears. I guarantee it. Since 2005, if I went through and counted every one of them, and I wish I had pictures of every one of them. I mean, many times I'm like, damn, we didn't get a selfie of that one. Me and my daughter always take a selfie, or my kids. And I said, I've only killed like 11 bears in all that time. And it's usually for family members. And I said 4 of those have been sows, which I was wrong. I think it's 5. One was for a handicapped girl. And me and Elizabeth knew it was a sow. We're like, this girl's in a wheelchair. This is November. I can't believe we even caught this one within 300 yards.
But was that an old sow?
What's that?
Was it an old sow?
Nah, it wasn't old, but it was big. It was, I don't know, it was 6 years old, I think. It wasn't 1 year old.
How old's your son?
Oh, no, that one? I don't know how old that one was yet. I haven't got the report back. That one was probably 3 years old, maybe 4. And it was 200 pounds. So, and I really thought that one was a boar. That's the second one I've ever shot that I would have bet money was a boar. I walked up to a tree one time. I had a guy with me that was from California. And he said, that's a sow. I walked up and said, oh, right, that's a boar. So now it's sow, pissed out of her butt. Come on. I've never seen a sow with a blocky head like that. But you might be right. He said he's seen it. I sat there on my back with my binoculars, and that bear just happened to straddle a branch, and I seen his balls. I said, that's an effing boar. It was a good 200 pound. I think, 190. And I told the guy who was with us, a friend, I said, that's a boar. And he shot it with that 32 Craig or 32 lever action. I don't remember what it
32
was.
Winchester Special.
I wanted it. I wanted that gun, though. And it put that old bear's dick in the dirt. No lie. I one shot, done. Crazy. So, but the wheelchair lady, I had to wheel her in 80 yards on Malapai. So she was going to kill that bear. Late season, big enough bear. And we caught, I think that was the year we caught 23 sows. And there's only one that we caught the same. So we caught 22 sows in 1 year, not one boar. We ended up killing a sow in the end of the year, November. When it gets late, we'll kill a sow, especially when you're killing 20. You catch 23 sows. That means there's too many sows in that area. You can have too many sows. You can have too many boars. You have too many bears. It's my opinion. I ain't no biologist, but I think since for the last 20 years I've been bear hunting, 2005, I think killing 11 bears don't put me on the stingy list.
I haven't even killed 11 bears, and I've been hunting bears since 1980.
Mm-hmm. But now my 10-year-olds know that they don't get to just kill another bear. Now they got to kill a big bear. So I don't like people in my state killing stuff either. I don't like people in my backyard killing stuff.
How does y'all's
should be mine.
How does y'all's guide license work down there? Can anybody get a guide license?
Yeah, you don't have to have an outfitter. You just go take the test, you get a guide license, and then you have to get your permits for forestry or have somebody that has permits.
So up here, you have to have an outfitter sponsor you to get your license. You have to have a first aid card, take the test, whatever.
Same over there, New Mexico.
Yeah.
I think that's how it should be. Almost like a responsible party. And I think you should have to do it for at least 2 years. No?
Hell no. No.
Too communist?
If you don't kiss ass and suck up, who's gonna sponsor you? If they don't treat you like a slave, they don't care. I had a guide license, and I tried to find an outfitter to work for, and all the outfitters said, "Oh yeah, well, you know, you can catch them in the dirt. We really need you because we got dogs, but we hunt so little and we hunt the snow." And then when it came down to the money, they expected me to take these guys out, and I was all by myself, and they wanted to pay me like I was guiding a day rate for taking somebody out antelope hunting. I told them all to pound sand. Well, then why'd you get your guide license? Well, I thought maybe that we could get along, but you guys can all piss up a rope. So that's when I quit doing that, and I just went out on my own and went quiet and did whatever the hell I wanted to do by myself.
See, I want to start taking disabled vets hunting.
That's what Sonny Tapia does.
I want to start taking disabled, but you have to have a guide license, even though I'm not charging, not nothing, no tip, nothing.
Well, in Arizona, you don't need that. You don't need nothing.
Just start taking disabled vet.
It's all about the
need a license in Idaho to do that.
Yeah, even if they're residency, and you're taking them hunting.
It's just another
tax. A ride along. Yep.
That's all it is. Another tax.
It goes right with the 8.4% state tax.
Oh, dang it. I don't know how much it is in Arizona. I'm trying to find it right here. I know it's $300 for the guide license. Where's all the prices here? Website, draw results.
Just like me and my buddy that I'm hunting with up here, we want to go to Nevada and hunt, but we just want to pursue. But you still got to pay that $285 to pursue instead of just getting a hunting license. I wish every state had a pursuit license.
Robert, you guide hunters, don't you?
No. I work for an outfitter, but I've only done like stuff for the division.
Not on here, he doesn't.
No, I don't guide hunters. I don't think I'd have the patience with hunters.
You have to vet your hunters. You have to vet them for sure. And Jared has talked about that, vetting your hunters, and that's why he don't advertise so much.
Jared wants people that's going to go out there and work with him. He don't want people that he's got to go out there and babysit.
Yeah, that'd be my problem too.
Well,
You
Jared's
know,
country, you can't. I mean,
yeah,
they got to be able to work.
yeah,
Yeah,
because he does all
because
his
he's on
afoot.
foot.
Yeah.
He's on foot most of the time.
But then if you're a guide and you've got livestock, your insurance goes into sky high prices.
I can't.
Larry
It's
Hendricks
not.
told me one time, he said, why would you want to put up with all those crybabies, those people you're not going to please?
Hmm.
He said, if you'll just go hunt, take your dogs out and act like it's a job, do it 6 days a week. He said, if your dogs see enough game, you can make a name for yourself selling dogs. He says, and I think I make more money selling dogs than I'd ever make guiding hunters.
Yeah, that's a fact. Especially if you're selling 10, 15, $20,000 dogs, and it's possible they're doing it.
Well, you,
He sold his pups, 5-week-old pups, for $1,000. As many pups as he could come up with.
yeah. Well, even if you sold a finished dog for $6,000 and you had 10 of them a year, nothing like that. I would have.
I quit selling dogs when I sold my old hunting partner one of my better dogs, a finished dog, and he quit hunting with me.
Yeah.
Sold it to him for $1,000 because I knew I'd hunt with him and I'd get to see the dog all the time. And he quit hunting with me because he could catch game on his own now.
Yeah.
I mean, for $260, you can come to Arizona and hunt lion. $300, you can hunt bear. I can't find how much it is. The guide license is $300, but it's not showing me how much it is for non-resident. I don't know if it's a different price or not.
For $150 some, you can come up here and hunt coon in the state of Washington for $407. $172, you can come up here and pursue bobcat in Oregon. For $407 for your fur taker's license and another $30 some for your cat card, you can come to Oregon and harvest bobcat. In Idaho, you got to draw a house.
You're talking about what they shot at with the 32, and just curious what everybody hunts with, what caliber. The double barrel shotgun. I hunt with a double barrel shotgun. You know what? I got a 45-70. I bought a 45-7 or 45 long Colt Henry because I have a 45 long Colt pistol. And I load heavy for my pistol to shoot out of my rifle. And if you hit a bear right out of a tree, it does damage. When it's a 10-year-old and he's nervous as shit, it don't matter. No matter what gun you're shooting. But that 45, when it hit right, after they calmed down, it did some good damage. And it didn't blow out the other side, but it did damage. And I need to load it a little higher and just separate my cartridges out of my.
It all depends on what I'm hunting with.
Out of my. Because I shoot them out of my.
If I'm hunting lion, I'm using a 223. If I'm hunting bobcat, I'm using a Ruger 1022. If I'm hunting bear, I'm using a Ruger 450 Bushmaster.
I shoot a 375 for squirrels.
Oh, what? You say a 454?
450 Bushmaster.
The biggest mistake of my life is I wanted a 45-70 breech load like Quigley Down Under. And I had a 375 lever action, and I traded it back to my uncle for that 45-70. And if I wasn't on camera, I'd punch myself in the face again. It's one of the biggest regrets in my entire life. Ridiculous. I regret that more than marrying my second wife. Here's a question. Is personal monetization of wildlife more important than other houndsmen?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I find that as ethically questionable as killing indiscriminately. So are we saying
Why? Well, but they see that question's no doubt from somebody that doesn't make their living hunting. That's why I say that's a difficult one.
no, that person has made a living hunting. Maybe not full time, but
No, I'm talking about making a living, full-time hunting. And so
no, like some of these guys that do nothing but hunt, like that is
Yeah.
how they pay their light bill
Yeah.
and don't have another job. I
And
posted a TikTok
everybody
today
else, I hunted a lot for somebody that didn't do it for a living. But I was self-employed. At one time I had 22 employees and I had foremen that could take care of the work and take care of the jobs and I didn't just take off and go for a month, but it just depends on your circumstances because if you're trying to make a living out of just that, well then that shines a different light on your responsibility to your family and to your bills and everything else other than the people that are just a weekend warrior.
well, it's like me. I make all my money, selling feet pictures on OnlyFans, so I don't need to sell my hunts. Well, my wife sells her feet pictures, but they're really mine. Where do you find a finished dog for $6,000? I don't know.
In the snow.
You could, yeah.
In the snow.
You may not find a $15,000 dog for $6,000, but you might find a good dog that. A lot of these dog guys,
around here for
even the
$6,000.
the monetized guys that are making money, every once in a while, you'll catch a good deal because they need that money to pay their truck and house payment because they didn't do so good.
Okay, but let's
in the field.
get back to Dickerson. You're not going to get a number 5 dog for $6,000, and I don't care where you are. But that being said, I gave away a number. Maybe
what do you
number
consider finished?
Yeah, and whose pack is it in? Because there's different levels of finish. And what's
And with
finished
that,
for,
Beanie,
what's
with
that?
that, let's go back to with that one. Let's go back to when Cody Keene was looking for a strike dog,
Okay.
and
how long
did
did
he
it take
found
him?
one for a certain price? And I told him, "You're not getting much."
Well, there was I asked about that. There was a lion hunt taking place, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, maybe longer, in maybe it's about, it had to be longer than that. In Idaho, there was a guy that was working for the game department in Idaho doing a lion study. And I had given some pups to that crazy girl in Wyoming. And that guy was a friend of hers. And so
The redhead?
Yeah.
So anyway,
And everybody knows her.
so she had that guy hunting those dogs. And that female dog, I don't remember what she called her. Puma? Maybe it was Puma. Anyway, it was a female dog, and that female dog was too aggressive and wanted to be the alpha.
He's a cougar.
And so she couldn't she couldn't have that dog in her pack, and so she sold it. And she got $6,000 for it, and she got all kind of hell because that was too much money for a lion dog. And I said, you guys, you don't have a damn clue about what a dog's worth. If you think a lion dog of that caliber that's seen that many lions and it can go out and do its own job for 6,000, if that's a lot of money, you don't have a damn clue.
No.
Even my year-old starter pups are worth more than that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think people like me who just hunt, like pleasure hunting, like Brett calls it, that's not interested. Like if I can make a little money or someone, I just don't. But I think we think our dogs are worth less because I'm not a Derringer. I'm not a Smitty. I'm not a Dickerson. I'm not a Glenn. You get those when you see these guys like Jared's dogs. His dog's better than mine because he's out. He leaves off work.
Yeah.
They kick him out of work at 1. He's out. you know, and I think Rick knows that, and Rick knows that. That's why he dotes on Jared.
Hell, he calls in sick more than he works.
Oh. He called me and he says, "Yeah, I got to go pick up a truck or whatever equipment, but when I get back, I'm hoping my superintendent kicks me." Sure shit, he calls me again and says, "I told you, he was headed out, you know, but he's hunting this week. He has clients this week, but Jared knows how to work the system too. He works at a job that in the wintertime, they can find people all day long because you're doing asphalt in the winter. Who doesn't want to stand over 100 degrees when it's 15 degrees?
Yeah.
But who wants to stand over 100 degrees when it's 110, 120 degrees? So Jared can keep that job all summer because he shows up. And in the winter, they don't.
That's why I haul concrete in Leadville, Colorado. I get all winter off. Those mixer trucks
You know,
are fired up.
It depends on your level of commitment too. You know, I wanted the best I could. I wanted to be the best I could be, and the only way that I could be as good as I wanted to be was to surround myself with dogs that could make it happen. That last dog that I got from Hendrix, I was willing to pay him whatever price he wanted, and she was worth twice what I gave. You know, so it just depends on how serious you are about performing. You know, if you're comfortable with going out and hunting, and I'm talking about mountain lion hunting and with it just in the bare ground. And if you're comfortable with going out there and carrying on and burning $10,000 or $12,000 of fuel a year and buying two sets of pickup tires, everything that goes into it, and maybe see one or two lions in that whole time, maybe, then yeah, I can't see anybody wanting to spend $10,000 on a dog. But if you want to perform and you want to have your dog show you all kinds of game, then you're going to do whatever it takes to do it. And if that means that you can't be out there hunting 300 days a year, well, then you're going to have to invest in your pastime.
Yeah. You know, Wayne hit it right here. If people want to keep out of state hunting to a minimum, then we need to protect all the hunting rights of every state. Naturally, when a guy loses his right in one state, he'll be drawn to another. I have a
That's
guy
exactly right.
that's going to be working with me that left Washington to Oregon, went to Idaho, then they brought the wolves in. He left all that crap in Idaho, and he's in Arizona. And he's in Arizona because we're kind of the free state right now. But then you get places like Nevada. And I understand Nevada. I understand if they want to go to that. I understand it because when everybody finds out how great an area is, Arizona, New Mexico, and they live in Washington, let's just take Nevada, and they live in Washington or Oregon or California, the closest state they can go is right there to Nevada, which is 24/7. Like, I would be angry that all those boys up north are coming to my state instead of fighting for their state. But come to me, and this is what I'm trying to do with AWJ. This can be a shameless plug. I want to get every hound association and person. You don't even have to be association, a person. That way, when something goes on, like quit worrying about going and hunting and get your state back. It can happen. And most of the answers I get, and I just talked to somebody, I said, why is everybody being a big puss about the right to hunt state? Because it's a lot of work. And as houndsmen, we don't want to work. We want to load our dogs. You think I'm not even employed right now? I've been I was in this trailer all day editing podcasts, doing stupid TikTok things that I gain members on for AWJ. Not even me. I'm not even monetized for it. It's an all-day job. And when Cody King said you need to pay someone $100,000 a year, that is no lie. I couldn't even imagine what I could do if I had a salary. It's like if someone gave you $100,000 a year and said, "Go hunt your dogs. So all you got to do is film it for me, everything." Shit, I'd be a Clint Eastwood producing son of a gun, you know. And I'm just doing this part-time as much as I can. But I don't get to go run my dogs today because I was on the phone with people all day, emailing people all day. Nobody wants to do that. I don't want to do that. I never wanted to do that. I've been begging someone for 2 years that's smarter than me to do that. Now I'm stuck with it. And I'm not a nice guy. I'm not going to play this, wear a sport coat, and go.
I wanted to move to Idaho when I was 16 years old. There used to be a guide school there, Wally York and Sons. And I wanted to go to that. My dad told me, there ain't no money in guiding. You don't need to do that. Shit, I could have went to Alaska and guided. Look at, what's his name? Billy Moles. Makes his yearly income in the 2.5 months of hunting in Idaho or in Alaska that he can. And then now that I'm in Idaho, every hunter that I run into, I'd say a good 90% of the hunters I run into are from Washington, Oregon, or California.
Because they can't hunt there. And can you blame those guys? If Nevada said, guess what? You're not running hounds here no more. Where do you think those Nevada people will go? Arizona.
Look at me now. At me now. I'm in Oregon
Colorado.
Bobcat.
So if you don't want out-of-state hunters, and this is I'm gonna dote on old Wayne Bisbee. If you don't want out-of-state hunters, then help them guys get their damn rights back. Help them, because those animal activists are just bullies. That's all they are. This Russ McSpadden, all they do is sue people all day long, like they're just chicken shit cowards about it.
That shows with Colorado winning their thing. Every state got behind Colorado on that. Not just Colorado. It was every state.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Look how much money y'all raised for them. Cody King from Texas matched y'all.
Yeah. And when he got back from Africa, he said, how much did we make? And I said, man, we're at like almost 11,300.
And he matched you. He went above what he said he'd match you.
And he said, Chris, I thought I was going to be real embarrassed and you were going to just tell me $300. And that was in 2 weeks. We raised, just us personally, just on this show, not even really advertising, not even a full, we were just like, hey guys, we got a guy. If you want to put 100, it's going to be 200. You want to put 10, it's 20. I don't care if you put $1. If every hunter.
He said up to $10,000, but then y'all raised altogether $37,500, right?
300, and he matched it to 23,000. Mm-hmm. No, that's and they just spent They just spent $1.3 million on one tag. If every hunter in this United States threw in $1, we'd have about $8 million in a pot. And that should go into a pot, and that should go into a state. The problem is with Colorado, I was ignorant to the fact. All of a sudden, people are like, hey, what about Colorado? I'm like, what about Colorado? I don't know what's going on. I started a Facebook page, a private one, that you have to be part of a hound association, like not just a member. You have to be like with the hounds to be on this page so we can communicate back and forth about what's going on in your state. In every state, I'm not trying to start a national association or alliance, but I'm trying to start one unofficially, just an information hub, because we shouldn't wait to the last, 2-3 months before Colorado went to vote that we had to get money together. And there's no reason. I asked for $50 a year. That's embarrassing. I would pay $50 a month if someone would go to these things every day and rub shoulders, because that's what we need. Offense. These guys keep saying offense. Hey guys, offense. Why don't we play offense? I don't know. Why aren't you playing offense? Because all these people that said they'd give me $50 and join, I haven't heard from 80% of them. And
where Washington loses out is they ballot harvest. So they go to all these homeless camps in Seattle, and all those places, and they ballot harvest. They, here, sign this piece of paper. I'll give you $20. People sign. They don't read them.
Let me tell you about that. Instead of worrying about hound hunting, go after that little stuff. We had a Proposition 134, which would have knocked that stupid crap out, where they go to one city in the whole state, one city. And this works for everybody, not just hunting people. You have to gather signatures across the whole state from every region. And they voted it down 60%. 60% of people said, nah, because they don't know what it is. There was no education. I found out about it 2 weeks before, and I'm like, what is this? So it's all I can do is put, hey, yes on 134, guys. Yes. But I'm nobody. I'm not Joe Rogan. I'm not a trend.
So what the game department in Washington's done is they had all these timber companies lock up their land and sell very few permits, plus eliminate hounds on their property. So now you're pushing 100,000 hound hunters into public lands. It's like driving through downtown Portland in rush hour traffic. So you eliminate all the game there. You can't hardly even catch a coon where you couldn't go 30 yards and catch a coon every night, just about.
Yep. All about that money.
Overkill.
let me explain a right to hunt state, because I'm seeing a lot of these states with commissions that have not so much hunters on their little commission. So unless you trust your commission to make a right decision and to be about conservation and the North American model and all that great stuff, and I'll be honest with you, I need to read the North American model. I need to go through that, and that should be my Bible right now. I know if I get time, I'll do it. But they need to concentrate on these little laws that's going to get them closer, like our 134. If that would have went through, hey, anti-hunters, because you're not going to get.
You already got your Bible. Are you reading it?
Yes, I have. I'm on my second round.
Again. As I read it again.
I know. And you know what's crazy? And it's The Art of War by I don't know his name. What's his name?
Sun Tao or something like that. I can't pronounce it.
Yeah. It's a great book. It's a layman term. It's really simple. No, I do read that. And honestly, I should go buy 100, the book of dummies for politics. I don't know politics. I told every person there at Camelot Capital, this is not my realm. It's not my niche. It's not my genre. It's not my style of music. I'm learning this stuff. And Justin from Colorado, Houndsman, and Corey, no joke. They put the fear of God in me about starting and what I'm going to have to go through. And I've been really lucky. We've been doing this. This is our second week. I announced we're taking donations 2 weeks ago today on this show. And I've gotten 32 members. And we've raised over $6,000. We had a guy pay for us to do some stuff. I got a little gas money to go start hitting these places. But for those of you that would say, oh, you paid for your gas? Well, what about my 10-hour day? I don't get paid for that. And I had somebody tell me today, do this or this. I said, I have bills too, man. I have other businesses. I don't just take pictures of my feet and make millions. It takes a lot of time to make them look good. It just, these people need to put their money where their mouth is, or put boots on the ground. If I live 4 hours away and I made it. You're telling me there's not people that couldn't take an hour off? I passed out cards. I got cards. I stuck stickers all over gas pumps. I got private investigator, little round 2-inch stickers. And Circle K hates my guts because they have to scrape them off of those gas pumps and their paper ones so they don't scrape off. But I've got more business off of that. I put one in Superior, and then I had to go through. They had it shut down, so I had to go all around through Kearney And I love Winkleman. I'm not going to lie. I drove down on the river looking for property for sale. I only found one. But a lot of those people look like they'll sell cheap. I put one in Winkleman on a gas pump. I put one in as soon as I got in the Globe, stopped at a gas pump. And as soon as I got in the Sholo, I stopped at a gas pump. There's a couple down in Walmart. I'm just trying to spread the word.
Hey,
That's
Chris,
it.
what time is that? What time is that meeting Friday?
So it says 8 to whenever. We usually get there
morning?
by 8. Yeah. We usually get there by 8, and then you fill out all the paperwork to talk or whatever. And I think I'm going to free ball it and not write nothing down. I'm just going to talk. I just hope.
Need to
don't
get
say
Benny
nothing.
in a suit and tie and let him talk. What
He's
his
got his
fear.
tie.
Well,
He's got his tie.
he's in his suit. He just needs that tie.
Yeah, just throw
I've
the
got a
tie on.
birthday. Hey, I've got a birthday suit, and that'll damn sure shake things up.
It looked like the abominable snowman.
Yep.
Anyway,
You
I
know,
gotta go, and I'm busy. Maybe I'll call you tomorrow night, Chris. I gotta pick up. I gotta deliver to Peoria when I get into town and all kinds of crap. But
Oh, shoot.
I'll be there for an hour.
You'll be right
or
there.
An hour. I'll be
Close
there
to it.
for a week or two. So.
Yep.
You're down there all the time right now, anyway, aren't you?
Just walk up with me. Just walk up there with me to the podium and just stand there like this right next to me. Just mean mug it. There you go. There you go.
Anyway, you guys have a good evening.
All righty, Ben.
Good to
Have a
see
good
y'all.
one, Benny.
You need Republican governor. Now, listen, we do have a Democratic governor, and I've heard she's pretty, is it nonpartisan? Like she looks at things. She's done some stuff. Listen, I don't like claiming I'm a Republican or whatever, but
Right. Back
just
in the
an
day,
American.
I mean, most Democrats hunted too.
They do. You know how many Democrats I've ran into in the field? They said I haven't voted Democrat for 12 years.
Yep.
Commissioners are set up different in different states. Kentucky has one commissioner appointed by the governor, and right to hunt state, so the right to hunt state, if you don't have good commissioners, they can communist you out quick. And they can just wake up and say, hey, we have the right to not use dogs. Sorry, guys.
Yep.
So, hey, Peoria is a ghetto. When we owned a bail bonds, if I wanted to go pick up somebody, I would go to the Circle K's in Peoria. And this is no lie. I walked in, handed the lady a poster, and I said, hey, if you see this guy, give me a call. So I'll give you a little reward. She
That guy right there?
looks over and looks at me again and looks over, and I said, is he back there in the store? And she's just kind of like, yeah. And I waved people out of the truck, come into that store, and we arrested them right in that store. So Peoria is a ghetto. I don't know what it's like now, but that was back in the 90s.
No, I've
Sun
always
Tzu
said
is a Chinese.
anytime you go
Exactly, Bone Pile. It's the war. Sorry, Robert.
to another. No, you're good. I've always said if you're planning on hunting another state, you should always look at their associations and join up. If they're fighting to keep hunting in that state, you should support that at minimum.
I joined
It's like
up.
staying at your house. I'm not just gonna walk in and shit in the master bedroom or in the bathroom. I'm not gonna open the fridge and start eating your food and cooking. You know, you gotta kind of be polite when you come into these states, because those guys that you piss off, they all know the game wardens, and everybody has one of the warden's numbers, and they're gonna snitch you off. I don't care who it is. And I'll tell you what, we have a lot of undercovers in the state of Arizona. I think we have more than anybody else.
No.
You think you guys got more? We got quite a few. Got quite a few. I hunted one.
Washington State calls them
I killed-
master hunters.
What is it?
They call them master hunters in Washington State. Snitch somebody off, you get bonus points. brownie points. Get
I
a hunt
hunted with,
ground that people can't hunt. Get all your cow permits, draws, and you get all first pick of all that. It's bullshit. It's what it is.
Right.
Brown nosers.
It is, and I don't. How do I say this? I'm not an outlaw. I'll just say that I'm not a hardcore outlaw, and I think some of all the wardens know who I am. They all have my number, and I've been called several times on people. What about this guy? Well, I don't hunt with them. Well, they catch a lot. They're either lucky or I don't know what to tell you.
Yep.
You know, you don't pay me to hunt with them. Just look at my report next week. I'll let you know what's going on. You know, I hunted with the undercover guy. All my kids call him undercover. We shot that bear.
That's why I let you do all the shooting and filmed you.
Yeah. That's how we do it. Hey, I got a hunting license. Undercover's got hunting license too. And it's funny, after he's done, I said, well, you got enough info to go back to your colleagues and let them know we did okay, or do I need to change something? But if they're going to get you, they're going to get you.
Yeah.
Those undercover guys, that's why they're undercover guys. Just don't do nothing wrong, right?
That's
and
always the key.
You know, and when you come to another state and you got 15 trucks with dogs in it, you're going to cause problems. I seen that 3 years ago. Rowdy here? Oh, look, Rowdy's here. He's sitting in the desert of California, Los Angeles over there, watching everything burn. He was on the beach.
Dude, he ain't watching much burn, is he?
He said he's seen some lion tracks over there in them houses.
I wouldn't doubt it.
So what happens now is everybody's like, oh, I'm glad it burned down. I'm like, well, all those people with that mindset
are coming somewhere else. They're
going somewhere else. And there's a lot, and the whole, they're not paying insurance and blah, blah, blah. And if they do get insurance, they're getting out of California. But I'm going to say it like I said it on Monday night. California will go back to how it should be. I think it will. I think California is going to change. I think those people know that was it Newsom guy is an idiot, and I think I just think it's going to change. I think they're going to let hounds run bears again, and then sooner or later, when they do this lion study, I think it's going to flip. And now, if they open up bear season with hounds, let's just say to everybody, how many people? I would love to go over there. I know where my cousin lives up north.
Yeah, I have a house in Alturas, California. I'd be up there in a heartbeat.
No, what you meant to say is we have a house.
You're welcome.
Chris is your second wife, Robert.
Heck yeah. I
have a 12 by 12 canvas tent. It's mobile.
Yep. I got a 17-foot military tent too. So everybody's going to go over there. Everybody's going to go over there.
We used to hunt California all the time, and you talk about some good bear hunting. You get up around that Rating Whiskey Town, up in that area, Happy Camp, that's good bear hunting up there.
You're telling me 80,000 bear, let's just say it was only 60,000 bear, and you're not going to catch something? And those are going to be some good, since 2014. So you're going to have good 10, 12-year-old bears there.
No, at least. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some big ones.
Be great. But those Californians, and I know they've been fighting. I know some of the backdoor stuff they're doing right now. There's tons of stuff I'd love to talk about on the show, but I would guarantee you right now, it says we have 44 people. There's somebody from the other side watching this because they want to know what we're doing. So I can tell them what I'm doing. I can tell you all their people and their organizations is being vetted. I'll tell you that right now. So I hope you guys got clean slates, suckers.
Wayne's whooping you pretty good right now.
I got to stir the pot, Chris. You're inviting people to come to the rendezvous, and we're going to bring our hounds from all different states. I don't mind.
I think Wayne and I were the only ones that brought hounds last year. And
You brought
Nope.
hounds.
I did too.
Robert brought hounds.
well, yeah, Robert. I forgot about Robert.
Uh,
You didn't turn yours loose, did you, Robert?
Yeah, not very much though.
I brought hounds. I didn't get to. Okay, last year was a fumble. It was like a monkey effing a football. We didn't get in there till Saturday, which just screwed everything up. Now we can get in there Thursday and get set up. There is going to be a
And
dinner.
stay for a week.
We're going to stay for a week. I'm going to plan on staying for a week. I'll tell you, last year for
That's
just
what I'm
being
hoping for.
thrown together kind of crap.
It was a good time.
It was a good time
Yeah,
for the 2 days. You know,
You also had other irons in the fire too at the time. Closing up the job you were working on, kids playing soccer.
oh yeah,
You had a lot of stuff going on. You come and go, burn more gas running errands than you did hunting.
that is a
That's not
fact.
the way it should be. See, you got to get your priorities straight. It's the hounds first and then the kids.
Bring the kids with the hounds. A hell of a soccer.
That's right. Make
Yep.
them chase the dogs.
Didn't
Yep.
those other guys bring dogs with them too? No, they didn't. They just showed up. The ones that had that
Wayne
Oh,
brought dogs, didn't he?
butterscotch stuff.
No, they didn't bring any.
They didn't bring
just-
dogs.
No,
All they
They
brought
might.
was bottles.
Yeah.
Wayne had dogs there,
Wayne
didn't
did.
he?
Yeah, Wayne did.
what is it?
Brought dogs.
What is it, Tim?
Wayne brought dogs, didn't he?
Yeah.
We just didn't have
He
a lot
was-
of time to run, but
No.
I'm already. What are we? 6 months ahead? 8 months? What is it, February, March, April, May, June, July. August, so 7 months ahead. So everybody has time to put in their time. Everybody has time to get their shit together. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're from another state and you never hunted Arizona, Jeremy, do you want to vouch for how easy it
Don't
is to hunt
come.
the country down there?
Don't
Don't come. Don't bring your
Leave it
dog.
for me.
And if you bring your dogs, make sure you quit hunting a couple days before you're going so you can find them.
If you bring your dogs, do not put a Garmin collar that you would like to keep and take home. Just turn them loose. Hope for the
Yep.
best. This is
If you
pretty
have a
rough
beep
country.
beep, if you have a beep beep, put it on them.
It's
Bring
real
all your-
rough country.
Bring all your dogs that cost less than a Garmin collar and don't collar them up.
Leave your good hounds at home and stop by the dog pound. There's dogs that need adoption.
Yeah. So I've heard of spot and stock hunters killing bears in their mid 20s. That's a fact. They're killing old bears over there. Old bears.
Look, in Colorado,
Yeah, but okay,
five
Rowdy
years
was
ago,
the
5 years ago, there was one on the tooth, like when we get him sealed.
Yeah.
It was 39 years old in Colorado.
So all of these. So here's what the animal activists say that these guys, the environment, the ecosystem, it will take care of itself. 39-year-old bear. How many elk did it kill? How many other bears did it kill? How many lions did it kill? How many?
Yep. That's what
also
they found with
what's the
step-
male to female ratio on that kill?
I haven't looked at that too much.
In
I would
California?
assume.
Yeah, I'm asking Rowdy.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
What's the male to female ratio on that kill? Rowdy's
is where I
pretty,
need to-
pretty knowledgeable about this bear hunt.
Rowdy's smart. Even though he's a firefighter, he's still smart.
He has
It's
his
It's uncommon to have a smart firefighter. But Rowdy's really smart. He uses big words and everything. So
Too big.
that's where I need to get better at my job, because I need to look that stuff up before I get on the show, not when I'm on the show.
Yeah.
I should plan these instead of just planning it this morning, making a title and saying this is what we're talking about too. I can't promise I'll
That's
get
what
better at this, guys. I'll try.
You
That's
don't
why I
have
gave
time
you
to
the-
get better at this.
That's why I gave you the name of the person I gave you, because he'd be a good spokesman for this.
Yep. I'm trying to get better. That's all I can say. I'm trying.
So with your giveaway truck, Chris, how much do you think you're going to need to get it ready to go for the giveaway? Estimate.
So the guy, I'm gonna text him tonight. The guy, I want to go talk to him tomorrow if I can, if he's listening. So I'm gonna yank the tranny out, and I took the transfer case out and put it in another truck, a Durango. I have another one, so we're gonna take that out. We got another tranny for it. We're gonna get that all put in. I mean I traded a truck for somebody to do this. The guy's doing the bed liner. He's gonna do the bed liner, and somehow we're gonna put AWDA on it, and then whoever wants to sponsor something on this, like he can't do the bed liner and the dog box. So if I can get somebody or a couple people to sponsor the dog box, like a dog food company, I've talked to. I'm gonna try to get these. What does Brett use? I just bought some today. Value Pack. That guy did call me, and he's like, I think he didn't know what I was. He's like, hey, you want some free dog food? But I'm like, no, I want a sponsor. I want somebody to say, hey, I want us to say Value Pack is sponsoring this show, or Value Pack is putting a bed, or they're donating a pallet of dog food, to raffle off or whatever.
Right.
So we're gonna yank the bed off, build a flatbed, and put a flatbed. We're gonna build it into a box. I don't know how much it's gonna cost. I don't know what material. He says if I can get someone to sponsor the box, he'll build the box. Old South Doc. Lucky Brett's not here.
You won't get it this time next year.
I'd have to order that 3 years ago.
Yeah, it'll be the 10-year giveaway truck.
Yeah. And the reason I'm not doing the 87 Toyota, which would be cooler because it's an 87 extended cab Toyota. There he goes. Is it take too long to get going, I think. I don't have a motor. I do have a tranny. Like, it just take me a while to get it going. There he is. So
it's always next year.
This one's running. Yeah. I still got 7 months, and I don't have to do it before this. And it's a moneymaker. I have a guy who wants to donate a rifle so we could raffle.
Fundraiser for the organization, yeah.
And even if it's, let's just say the members put in money and you sell $30 tickets for a rifle, or let's say $50 tickets for a truck, which it don't matter to me. A lot of people what's the temperature in August? It was pretty nice down there in August, right, guys?
No, it was good. Yeah. It was perfect.
So August, your
not
nights
hot,
start to
not
get
cold. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You get warm in the day and
but
cold
it
at
will
night.
rain on you.
Yeah, normal people,
in the mountains,
you guys. Yeah, it might rain. You never know in August. But you guys from everywhere else probably should bring a sweater. I don't wear them that time of year.
Yeah, you don't wear them when it's 10 outside.
I was gonna say it was 7 degrees yesterday, and I didn't wear one. I got down to Phoenix, and I had to go do a job before I went to this, or do a walkthrough on a job, and it was 40 degrees. Everybody had scarves and jackets, and I'm just in a t-shirt, and they're like, "What is wrong with you?" Shoot,
That's what
I just left 7 degrees.
I was amazed when I was down there in Tucson. People are like having hoodies on and stuff.
Shorts.
Like, this is nice. It's 70 degrees out.
Mm-hmm. Shit. And it was warm today at 30 something. I don't know. I get mad because I have these cool jackets I want to wear and these hoodies, and I just can't do it.
Well, just come to Colorado. You'll get plenty of time.
Good.
He's got to get plenty of time to be able to come to Colorado.
Yeah. Rowdy text me some statistics, guys. Let's see what we got.
I don't know, like fundraiser, there's that guy that YouTube channel I sent you earlier. I don't know. I think they're lion hunters, and they're from down there in Ash Fork by Flagstaff.
So they killed 8. That is it. As of January 13th, 2025, the 2024 black bear harvest total is 808. And I think they're don't
What's
they have
that
like
less than 1%?
if the general bear season closes December 29th, or if the department determines that 1,700 bears have been reported taken, this includes bears harvest during the archery season or earlier. So I think their limit is 1,700, their quota.
Yeah.
And they only got 808 this year. You could kill moms and cubs for the next 5 years and probably not touch that. It wouldn't bring it. I don't think you could kill 10,000 bears. They're not even killing 1,000 a year. So if you brought dogs in again, I don't know, you might. If you let out-of-staters and you brought in dogs and they hunted a year, recklessly hunted, I'm talking, you killed 10-pound bears and you killed 30-year-old bears, and everybody went on a rampage from all the states, I bet you wouldn't kill 2,000 bears.
No.
It's just, that's not easy terrain, some of that stuff, right? I've never hunted that North California. I've looked at Google Maps. I'm like, there is water everywhere. You look at any mountaintop and there is water, lakes, ponds, whatever you want to call them up there.
Happy camp is not easy ground. I can tell you that.
That's why it's called happy camp, because you'd rather stay at camp than hike up the mountains.
So 808
It's
bears.
steep and shell box.
You better have a set of legs on you, because those mules ain't going up in those mountains like that. I'm trying to
Long rope.
let me see.
Good winch and long rope.
I want to see if it shows how many bears. Non-resident hunting license, $216 for bear. Bear tag, non-resident bear tag is $381. So you're looking at almost $600, $600.
Yeah.
Wait. I got 22 bear. I got tooth data. Let me see here. 5, 8, 5, 9-year-old, 11-year-old, 16-year-old. There's a couple 1-year-olds, 15-year-old. It's all over the place. 15 years, 8, 8, 2, 3, 6, 2, 10, 2, 0. That one. A lot of females. Honestly, like a lot of females. Male, female, male, female, male. Female, 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 male, female, male, 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 female, male. Spot stock, they're not checking for gender. They're not treating them.
Spot and stock, you see a good sized bear, you shoot, find out later.
El Dorado, a lot in El Dorado, Fresno, El Norte, Calaveras, a lot in Calaveras. I was seeing if they had it written down like the actual. No, I don't know. It's pretty equal male female if you look at it. Probably looks like more males killed. Just scrolling through. Oh wait, he sent me a reported black bear harvest from 1980 to 2020. So in all they was way up there. They busted 2,000 in from like 2006, 8, 2010 was a big drop down to 1,500. And then 2014. Wait, where's the colors here? Oh, here we go. So there's more males killed. There's still more males killed. Females, let me see. Let me check. 2020. I mean, there was on females under 500 and males just above 500. So they're killing more males there. That's what they're doing. But it's still pretty close. A couple hundred off. Leave it to Rowdy. Give us the information we need. They need to bring hounds back in California. Period. They need to bring hounds back. There's no other way. They said, well, we'll double tag it. You killed 808 with a single tag. And how hard were those hunts? So even if you double tagged and everybody killed, it's still only 1,600 tags out of 80, 60,000. I always stay low, 60,000. Because 60,000, 40,000 is a ridiculous number. 30,000 is a ridiculous number.
Even if they double their quota, 3,400.
How many bears are in Idaho? Do you know, Tim?
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
30, maybe 30,000.
That many?
But you got ethical hunters in Idaho.
It'd be interesting to know in Idaho how many bears are killed with hounds versus spot and stalk.
I can tell you, Arizona in one unit, there was a report done, and a reporter did an article, and the Game and Fish said there was in 2020 there was 51%. Quit yawning, Jeremy. Act like it's late over there.
It is. I've been up
51% bears were killed by hounds in 2020. 2021 or 2024, only 21% of the bears in that unit were killed. I think it was that unit. I don't think it was the whole. I think it was just that unit. 21% were killed by hounds, and 10 to 30% less females were killed by the hound guys.
Right.
So it's all spot and stalkers. And then the solution for that. Go ahead.
I'll be back over in Idaho Monday. Game department's only 5 minutes from my house. I'll run and ask them.
Yeah, send me those. Send me those.
I'll get some stats.
I'd love to get stats from every state and see.
You see, like the Gritty podcast guys, they go up there to Idaho and go up into that rugged, nasty country, spot and stalk bear hunts.
I'm gonna tell you, if you got the legs and you got the youth to do it, and you get up in those mountains, you're gonna get a big bear or a big lion or big anything. I'm 50 now, so.
Did you ever see the white bear they killed over there?
Where at?
In Idaho. They got it.
On
YouTube.
What they call it? The
Idaho polar bear.
Yeah. You sent me that. I think I played it on here.
Yep.
Well, they need to do. California needs to do something. Honestly, I think if you open California up, you take that pressure off of Nevada. If you open Oregon, because I know a lot of people in Oregon catch 100-pound bobcats. I know that. There's a lot of 100-pound bobcats being caught over in Oregon. Washington. What are you allowed to run dogs on in Washington?
Coon.
That's it?
That's it.
Well,
Wayne will probably tell you in the comments because that's where he hunts too, or used to.
They don't bear activate, which is a good thing because they can choose what bears they want, and that those guys that hunt baits, they know. They can size them off those barrels. They can tell if it's male or female, usually. But man, when you got 30, 40,000 bear in a state. I don't know what we have. It's not that I don't know what they're trying to claim in Arizona. Probably 3,000, 5,000.
When I was a kid growing up, and Jeremy will probably remember this, the Louisiana license plate said Sportsman's Paradise. Being in Idaho, I think they got it wrong.
I agree with you.
That's not true.
Game in Idaho. There's lots of game in Idaho.
You can back east.
Lots of opportunity in Idaho.
He's going to make sure an East Coast person wins the truck, so he won't come after it. And he can keep it, drive it back over there, have it shipped. Probably cost you $700. It's a free truck. Pay $1,000, have it shipped.
As long as no damn welder wins it, you'll be good.
Yeah.
Yep. Wayne will probably win it. Then he has to stack all his stuff on that truck. I'd love to have it and drive it down there. That's what my goal.
Right.
My goal is to do that. So, anyways.
What happened to Dylan? Where the hell did Dylan go?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if he's hunted. I don't know if he's been kicked out or went to jail, or maybe we didn't give him enough attention. I don't know. Where's Dylan? Oh, another solution to this out-of-state problem, like in Unit 1, where they killed 16 bears in 3 days, is the spot stalkers are obviously 80% of it. That's what the stats say. That's the number. That's factual numbers. Is make it a archery unit. But, I mean, in my opinion, when they shut down a unit, that's just more bears that are going to be there next year. And if they killed 16 sows out of there, that means there was a lot of sows.
Yeah.
There was only 3 killed out of, or maybe 4 out of 3B.
Yeah,
They got a unit.
In Colorado right now, we're dealing with, they're wanting us not to take females. But when you hit a certain area and you got 7 different females on one road,
Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, we've made mistakes on the tree, but there's not many people that could tell a sow or a boar, or if a sow has cubs, at 1,000 yards, 700 yards.
You got to see a lot of bears to know the difference at that much.
There's some guys.
There's still a lot of room for error.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's some.
definitely.
I've had them in a tree. I shot a 300-pounder, and I'm like, that's a boar. I seen balls on her, and she was just fat, curled up on a branch, and her fat was hanging over, probably her saggy titties. But it looked like a set of balls hanging off there. And
There's a unit in Idaho that they permit only. It's a draw permit, but you can go down there and pursue. And it's loaded with bears. I don't know what unit it is. They call it the area council. And you dump a dog on a bear there, you get to the tree, you might have 35 dogs on it.
Yeah.
I've been in a tree with 50 dogs on it. I'm not going to lie. Just in a little area. You know what we did? We let that bear go, and everybody held their old dogs, and we let all the puppies chase it to the next tree. I mean, it was
a squirrel. Quit telling stories.
It might have been a squirrel. 1, 2, 3, 4. There was 5 houndsmen there with their dogs. You know, little bear, wasn't big at all. But I mean, we just I don't have problems with, like the guy who called me and said, "Hey, you shot a sow. Shame on you." I questioned him because the guy drove by and said, "That guy in this truck shot a 50-pound bear. I seen it." And I bumped into him and said, "Hey, you shoot a bear yesterday?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "How big was it?" He goes, "How big were you told?" I said, 50 pounds. He goes, "That's because it was already skinned out in my truck and the head was there and the feet were hanging off. It looked like a little bear." He goes, "Did a guy in this truck tell you?" And I said, "Absolutely." I said, "That's how rumored. I don't care. I'll ask you." Just like he asked me. And he scolded me, and I get it. Talk shit. But I don't feel I'm the problem. Killing 4 or 5 sows in my life since 2005, I started running bears. And honestly, I started running bears in 2010. That's when I caught my first bear. So people need to worry about keeping their rights before they worry about kicking people out of their state. That's what I think.
I think so.
Should other states here's a question, because Idaho says, guess what? You have to put in a draw. Well, if you're in Idaho, want to come to hunt to Arizona or Nevada or anywhere else, New Mexico, should we make them put in a draw to mimic how their state does it? Would that be fair?
Absolutely.
If you want to do it, You know what I mean?
That's
If you're
what
going to come to
Louisiana
my
and Mississippi do. Mississippi will
Here,
make a law just for Louisiana hunters. So Louisiana does the same thing to them.
So is it fair that they do it and we don't? If Nevada says, hey, you guys got to do this to come in our state, is it fair? And obviously the people that are probably going to Nevada are from states that don't allow hunting. So should we not let them hunt in our state?
the way I
Would
think
that make-
Idaho should
would
set
that-
it up, the way I think Idaho should set it up is if you draw this year, you're not eligible for at least 5 years, and you should have a point system.
Well, so
There's
Like a
people
guy
over there that's
coming-
drawn for the past 5 years.
So is it fair that if a guy comes to Arizona from out of state, is it fair to say, listen, you guys kill whatever boars you want, but you kill a sow, you're done. Period. You're done. And if you kill a bear under 100 pounds or a bear that's under 150, whatever, you're done. You go back to your state. Do you set a limit on it? I mean, is that fair to where you're not just coming over here whacking everything, or I'm not going over there? I'm not saying I wouldn't go over. And let me tell you what happened. And I heard this from people on both sides. New Mexico came over, did their thing, because a lot of New Mexico plates, I'm not saying they did, but everybody assumed, even though it was spot and stalkered, Arizona said, well, guess what? Your guys' week open next week. We're going to go over there and do the same. So the only thing you could do that is open New Mexico and Arizona at the exact same time. And that would eliminate a little bit of that.
Well,
You know,
yeah, and also, how can you just buy an over the counter in New Mexico from Arizona?
Yep.
I think you can, right, Robert?
Yeah, New Mexico's over the counter.
Hell yeah, more power to you. Go kill all their game, shut their units down. We don't have quotas in Idaho. We have 1 bear tags and 2 bear tag units. Some units you can get a second tag. A lot of people buy 2 tags. They'll go to the second unit and fill their second tag first.
But there's no quota?
No quota.
So in Arizona,
Do they
Well,
limit
they-
sales? Or?
They got a shit ton of bears, though, Robert.
yeah, you got 30,000 bears.
Yeah.
I don't think
Shit ton
Arizona
of bears,
Metro, I
shit ton of-
That's like Colorado, you can get over the counter bear tags,
you look it up.
but that's because of their, they figured over the years they could get away with selling 20,000 bear tags and there's only 70 harvested or whatever.
Arizona has around 2,500 to 5,000 bears. I mean, that's a ridiculous stretch of numbers. The black bears only
What's
speak.
your-
Arizona State has around 3,000. We have 3,000 bears. And it don't sound like a lot because we're talking about 30,000 bears in Idaho, and we're talking about 60 to 80,000 bears. And how many does Colorado have?
I don't know. That'd be a good question. Let me
I
look up.
bet you Louisiana has as many, if not more,
Alright,
than
look it up.
Arizona.
Years ago, I looked it up. I can't remember. It was in the 90s. I looked it up as to bear populations in every state.
17 to 20,000 bears in Colorado. Can you chase bear? You can't use dogs in Colorado?
Spot and
Not
stock
on
only.
bear.
Spot and stock
Can
only.
you use what's that?
Colorado spot and stock only.
And you guys got 20,000 bears?
Yeah.
With 20,000
What?
bears. That's crazy.
20,000 bears,
All these
9
states
million
that don't
acres,
use
no
dogs?
roads.
That's a lot of bear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got,
Oh, you see.
most of them live in the Rockies, and there ain't no roads, and it's all steep ground.
Yep.
And I bet you those are 20-year-old bears, 15-year-old bears.
Yeah, 20 to
Or better.
30 bears. Yeah. All of my oldest bear
Reciprocal.
that I've shot was 12 years old. That's my oldest bear.
And I think every state should have a pursuit. If you want to come and pursue a bear, guess what? $100, whatever the I would pay $200 in Arizona to pursue a bear when season's not open. And I'll tell you this right now. I'm gonna try. And if I have to petition, whatever I have to do to get a pursuit bear, at least when the season closes. Is it gonna happen? It might happen before I petition it. There's just rumors, you hear people whisper, the people that say don't say nothing or whatever. There's no reason you can't pursue a bear when the season closes, or a lion. We can pursue a lion. Why can't you pursue a bear? I honestly don't kill enough bears to worry about the unit. Close it down. I will chase bear all day long. Don't matter to me. The only thing I have in my freezer is bear and elk. Period. That's all I have in my freezer. Unless my cousin cleans his out and he's a rancher, and then I get some of his meat of his cow. But that's all I have is bear, and I love bear. I ate a whole backstrap by myself the other day. Carnivore diet. That was my excuse.
That's me and my wife fill our freezer with bear meat, and that's it.
Yep. Well, I got 2 10-year-olds now that are hunting. So my over-the-counter elk tag, we're going to be killing cows. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm probably going to have to get another freezer. My electric bill is $900 a month. I got 4 or 5.
I didn't buy elk tag or deer tag last year.
I don't put in, and I do over the counter. So
I buy a wolf
I might
tag,
start buying my
cougar
bonus
tag,
point.
2 bear tags.
I'd shoot a wolf. I'd like to go to Idaho and shoot a wolf.
I bought a wolf, a bear.
I hear they're
deer
not easy
tag.
to hunt, though.
They're
My
not.
goal this year is with
But
my longbow.
Have that tag with you just in case you get the opportunity to shoot a wolf.
Oh, that reminds me. I'll probably go to Game and Fish. I hadn't even
What,
bought a tag
$35,
there.
$31?
The same,
Even
the
for out of
same for
state?
non-resident as for resident.
How
And
much is a
after
hunting
you-
license? A non-resident.
It's not bad. It's not
I-
bad at all. I can't
Two.
remember.
I can't remember either.
I think it's
I can't get on my phone. I can't get on my phone right now and look it up.
Yeah.
Google it. Non-resident hunting hound permit. Idaho non-resident hound permit.
Well, it's not a hound permit. It's just a hunting license, right? Or
You got to buy the hunting license, the hound permit if you're going to run hounds, and then your tags, whatever you're going to hunt.
non-license. Wait. Non-resident hunting license, Idaho.
Which line's cheap.
How much is a deer license? No, how much is
The combination is $264.
combination fishing?
Yeah,
You have
that's
to buy
hunting,
combination in Arizona.
hunting and
They don't
fishing.
sell. Mm-hmm.
Our
So
sportsman's back.
can you run
Hunting
wolf with
non-game
dog?
is 29.
If you're brave.
No, I tell you what, man, I would love to build just a ridiculously badass
There-
pack of dogs.
I thought about that, buying some Irish wolfhounds and building them back up into the grit and
Man,
just going
I'm
out
telling
and
you.
hunting.
And
I
Richard
don't think there's a
Dickerson.
hunting method. I do not in Idaho. I do
I
not
don't
think there's a
think so.
hunting method. It's open year round.
Hmm.
Kill as many as you want. You kill 10, go buy 10 more tags.
If you got you a dirty dogo, just mix of dirty dogs, get you a good
Pack of
tracking hound.
Catahoulas would probably make them.
Well, get you a good tracking hound, and just got to teach them how to back, just like pig hunters. You got your catch dog, and then you keep those other dogs, those wolf dogs, like that. What is that Russian bear dog? That's ridiculously huge. Like
What about trying decoy
that would be a
dogs?
blast. And if well, that's what you need is the decoy dogs to get them in.
A Tibetan
And
Mastiff.
then it's just like running. Yes, something just get a mix of just ridiculous kill dogs and go out. And if you had that set of dogs to go after them, I'll tell you, people would probably pay to go follow that. That'd be a blast. I don't mean to be
I've only
insincere,
seen-
but who doesn't want to see a wolf get tore down?
I've only seen one pack of wolves in Idaho in the 6 years that I've been there. And there was 7 of those. There was one out front a couple hundred yards, and there was 5 in a row, and then there was one behind a couple hundred yards. And they were going across a farmer's field, or I'd have shot one from the highway.
That farmer probably wouldn't
But-
give a shit.
They don't care now. They don't care. They want them gone.
1,150.
They want them gone.
1,150 wolves in Idaho, and they want 500 gone.
A buddy of mine
I'm
just had
glad
two of his best dogs killed by wolves.
You know, you guys, those are the timber wolves, right? Those are the bigger wolves. They're not the tiny. They're not them.
They're the gray wolves.
They're the gray wolves, and they transplanted them from Yukon and Alaska.
Yeah, that's
How
what they're
big are
trying.
those?
180, 200 pounds.
Yeah,
They're
that's what
big.
they're turning loose in Colorado.
They're not the little gray wolves from Yosemite. They're the big gray wolf from
Yep.
Wayne, I think you'd have to
the
be a
Yukon and
dirty,
Alaska.
badass hunter. He says, Chris, you would come into a pile of hamburgers. Some of those wolves are almost 300 pounds. You'd have to get some dirty dogs. You'd have to get some
especially when they
dirty
run
dogs.
back. If you can catch them like the scouts, if you can catch the scouts out alone, they won't mess with your dogs. They'll run from them. They won't mess with a pack of dogs. If you go into an area and there's one set of wolf tracks in there, don't worry about hunting it. Hunt the hell out of it. If you go in and there's more than one set, get out of there because they'll kill your dogs.
Rick,
And they
I
do it
don't,
for fun because they're territorial.
yeah. Rick says you're bitching about nothing. Kentucky only has 1,500 bears, and you only 3 bobcats a year. Hard to train a dog and keep a dog going. Running seasons almost all year long. No, our bear season stays open all year somewhere. So it's not like you can't go run bear. I'm not bitching about it. I know what I have. I know that I'm lucky to be able to run bear as much as I can, or lions most of the year. I can run lions 9 months out of the year. So
I'm amazed there's only
definitely-
1,500 bears in Kentucky. That place seems like the perfect place for bears.
if you get one solo, well, those wolves are smart. If you get one solo, they'll run from a pair of plots in Alaska, allegedly. I'm sure a single dog will run, but where are they running? Back to the pack?
Allegedly.
That's what our
Kill all the
coyotes do.
Mm-hmm.
They'll run your hounds back to the pack, and the pack will mess them up pretty
And
good.
then this time of
Not
year,
kill 'em.
especially, because coyotes don't pack up not here until
They
it's
do
breeding
here.
season, and then you'll catch 4, 5, 6 of them. I've seen 15 in a field. Let's see. No, they get big. Those wolves get big. I've heard of them reaching well over 200 pounds. I'm telling you, if a guy got him a good big pack of dogs, I don't know. It just have to be the guy would make history. Like someone who would go up in those hills and kill wolves with dogs would be good. He'd sit at the head of the table in mine.
You'd have to have 30 of them.
Is it
Mhm.
illegal to own wolves in Idaho? Train a pack of
Hybrids,
wolves to kill wolves?
not hybrids. Why not get a hybrid and train it as a decoy?
Yeah.
Go get some of them 250-pound males and breed them with your Tibetan Mastiff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Irish wolfhounds, whatever.
Yeah. Put a terrier jaw on them and size of a mastiff. Like you could.
Mix
I don't know.
mix a couple drops of Chihuahua in there for attitude.
Yeah. You need
And
Need the
tips for
attitude.
lockdown power.
yeah.
Big stag hound cross. God dang it. Goes Afghan. Oh, comments are coming.
No, but
quick.
if a guy really was serious about training dogs, Idaho is a good place to do it. There's only like 2 months out of the year you can't run dogs. August being one of them, which it's 110 degrees or whatever. And it's got every terrain you want. It's got your desert, your high desert, your rim rocks, the cliffs. It's got everything you want climate wise.
How many? So how many people put in for those tags out of 70 that get drawn?
I would imagine a bunch. I
Yeah.
don't know the numbers on it.
I heard something.
I
Like
know my hunting partner has been putting in for 6 years, and he just got his first one this year.
I heard something like the one year
Yeah.
was like 500 people put in for those tags.
That's crazy.
I
almost
figured it'd
better
be
just to
more
pay
than that. I
$300.
figured it'd be up to 1,500, 2,000, but that's just what I figured would be put in for.
Right.
I wonder what dogs they're running. There's a couple guys in Idaho running dogs on wolves. I wonder what they're running. Rick, find out. Send them. We'll put them on the show. I'd be interested to see what they're doing. Oh. Yep.
I don't know about catching a bobcat in a live cage and caging my dogs up, putting that bobcat on top of it, and just let them shoot wolves as they come in.
Yep. Do those wolves come into them dogs bait up?
Yep. That's how most of them get killed. They'll go into a tree and wipe out a whole pack.
Last I talked with Idaho Game and Fish, they don't keep statistics on the hound hunting license. That was last year at the Reno Sheep Show. No,
They do.
they
You
just don't want to
talked
say.
to someone that didn't want to say nothing.
Mm-hmm. Well, guys, it's been 3 hours, and I think Jeremy's getting tired.
Yeah, he looks.
Yeah, I got to get up early again in the morning.
Yeah, I get up early anyways. So, Tim, thanks for
I gotta
coming
get
on
down the
and
hill.
being the plethora of Idaho information.
I wish I could have been
Thanks for
more.
coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Well, that was enough.
I didn't do my homework.
3 hours. I never do my homework. I'm going to get better at it, I promise. Well, no, I don't want to promise that, but I'll do my best.
I'm trying to. I got some irons in the fire up here too.
Mm-hmm. You guys got an Idaho Dog Association or something?
2 of them.
They do, but I belong to one still.
Which one? What did you say?
I belong to one in Washington. So we got one hound club in Washington left. It's,
you got that president's number?
I will have. You will have eventually.
All right. Yeah, I've been trying to get hold of every president, every state, every association.
The last election we had was 6 years ago, and it's been the same president ever since.
Good.
So I'm going to step up and make it. Get him out. He doesn't do anything.
Well, I was going to say, if they do something, leave them in. If not, get them out.
And then we got the the Washington State Hound Council, which is right now it's the Olympic Tree Hound Association.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to step up and get it going again. The numbers have fallen off since he's took over. They don't have any field trials or anything in all season. So me and my hunt partner are going to try. He lives in Washington. Mm-hmm. We're going to try to get it up and running again. Get it going. Get the numbers back up. Get the money coming back in.
Well, if anybody knows. Well, there's my email, azwda@outlook.com. And if anybody knows of the Hound Association, tell the president to send me an email or get a hold of me. Because I'm trying to get everybody in on this information hub page on Facebook. That way we can just know what's going on. If something's going on, I'll put it on my show. You know, and this show goes to podcast, sometimes to W, depending on how much they need. And if you guys look up Freecasting on Spotify or Apple, you'll find some of these are on there. It's probably what I'll work on here soon, getting them on there. Other than that, go to bed, guys. Thanks for jumping on.
Thanks for having us, Chris.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
We'll do it.
Have a good one.
We'll see you guys in August for sure.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys.
Hopefully.
Good night. Yep.
Have a good night.
All right. Thanks. there you have it, guys. azwda@outlook.com. If you have any Hound Association, you know of anybody, send them my way so I can get them on our little information hub so we can share information, talk about it here. Real quick. Oh, that was the same one. Let me get out of here. azwda.com. I'm going to put everything there for the rendezvous. If you want to join and become a member, we don't care what state you're in. We're here to help everybody. That is my goal, is to help everybody, period. If we can get more people on board and I get all your information, then we can stay in touch. Other than that, I appreciate you guys jumping on the show. Rendezvous is going to be in Young, Arizona, August 22nd, 3rd, and 4th. Sport, I'm getting lost here. coldstrikegear.com. Those guys, Dustin is doing a lot of supporting. And if you sign up in January, you'll get an entry. Every $50 will get you an entry into a drawing to win a TT25 Garmin. And I did put a junior hunt or a junior membership, $25. Great. They get put in too. But every $50 you put in, you'll get another chance in the drawing. Other than that, you guys keep your powder dry and stay safe out there.